is no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your grave.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
All right, boys. All right, my sweet little tiny little boys. You know what? Today, a lot of times our episodes, unfortunately, are by the boys and about the boys.
No, they're not,
Yep.
really.
Yeah, they are.
They're never really about the boys.
Yeah, they're
really.
always about the boys. You know
I
what?
feel like masculine is like the fourth thing people would describe us as.
Today, though, today's episode, all about the girls.
It's about the girls?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I see what he's saying here. I see what he's saying. The
For the
subject
lady.
the ladies, yeah.
Come on.
That's fantastic.
Otherwise known as the afflicted.
Whoa, welcome to the last podcast on the left, everyone. I am Ben, hanging out with the shirtless Henry Zabrowski and a sleeveless Marcus Parks. I just saw Marcus Parks' armpits. Not that much hair. However, I'm staring at Henry Zabrowski's chest, and he makes up for it. Wow.
No, everyone knows that I'm the satyr of the group. Is that from the waist up, hardly any hair, waist down, a lot of hair. It all fell to the bottom.
And there's actually a lot of accounts of demons and demonic figures in this entire story that have me feeling a little triggered. Maybe almost body shamed by history. Because a lot of them talking about the evil nature of the squat, hairy man who dresses in fun clothes.
Right. Well, folks, we're not going to Nilbog. We're not talking goblins. We're on to Salem Witch Trials Part 2.
Part deux.
Part 2.
So when we last left Salem and the surrounding community circa 1692, the first of the main witchcraft accusers, collectively known as the afflicted, were just starting to show the first symptoms of bewitchment. Now, what truly set the Salem Witch Trials apart from all the rest, or at least the rest in America, is that it was the only one to admit so-called spectral evidence during both the beginning accusations and in the trials themselves.
Now, is that what happens when you take a toot and it lends up a little bit in your underwear?
I would say legally it's a shark. Yeah. In the legal processes, it's the most shark-like
Okay.
of them. Because anybody can say anything.
Right.
Anybody can be a ghost. And it's very difficult to pin that down.
Absolutely.
You might even say it might be difficult to find actual evidence of that.
Could be. Yeah, a shard, I think, because shard, there's
That's
a very
got
hard
evidence.
There's very hard evidence for a shard. Man, I don't know what it is. It's almost like if
It's
you,
a SPD.
you showed up, maybe an SPD, and then your friend starts yelling at you that you did it, and then they fucking hang you for it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, you're emoliated.
Gosh darn it.
Well, put simply, spectral evidence was evidence that only the afflicted party could see. For example, a girl would say that she was, at that very moment, being attacked by the astral projection of a witch that was clear as day to her, but invisible to everyone else.
Kissel's sucking my dick right now.
Whoa.
He's sucking my dick right now and he can still talk.
This is
He's like,
amazing.
oh, this is like a magic act.
I wonder what my mouth tasted like a good Polish wand.
He's sucking my dick right now.
Wow. Spectral evidence.
But over the next couple of episodes, what you're going to see is the constant struggle, I think, of these guys in their own really stupid, backwards way, trying to figure out how to make all this legal, which it ain't. And it's all dumb. And it's a waste of time, and it's actually just a font of misery for everyone involved.
Just 1 second, guys. Hairball.
That's spectral evidence.
Spectral evidence.
Well, usually spectral evidence would not be considered admissible evidence in court.
Because it's not real.
No.
Yeah. Well, instead, of course, because it's a hallucination.
Right.
And hallucination is generous.
They don't even allow lie detectors.
Yeah. Yes. Lie detectors don't even work.
Exactly.
Instead, according to the book Salem Witch Trials, a day-by-day chronicle, conclusive proof for witchcraft followed the same standards as any other crime in colonial Massachusetts. Back then, you needed a voluntary confession plus concrete evidence of the act, or proper evidence by 2 credible witnesses.
And a lot of this was set up from the Crusades and the Inquisition, where they had it.
And this is also just plain old legal shit.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't just witchcraft. This is because, remember, witchcraft is just another crime like stealing.
Yes, but the witchcraft and shit got baked into legal processes fucking 500 years before all of this shit. Like, it has been going on for a long time.
Also, Henry, please say it correctly. Inquisition!
Oh, you're doing Monty Python, and now I'm upset.
Actually, that's not even close.
No one
That's not even
expects the
close.
Inquisition.
No one expects the Inquisition. And it's not even-
Inquisition!
You're just saying, you're mixing.
You're saying it in a French accent, which is not what the characters are Spanish.
I'm not saying it like Monty Python. I'm saying it like Sebastian the Crab from Little Mermaid.
I don't even.
But
we
with
just we were
Sebastian-
at the
but
very
no, but
beginning of a
Sebastian-
very long episode. This is the very, very beginning. We can't begin this now.
Yeah, Lumiere was the French one. Sebastian, I believe, was Jamaican. Yeah. Well,
Be crazy. We have a long episode.
well, concerning these standards of conviction, or at the very least standards of accusation, confession without supporting evidence, that could just be the suspect's delusion, the so-called serial confessors. But evidence without confession, like, say, evidence of the sort of folk magic many people did in 1692 New England, that could be seen as a coincidence. That's why you need both of them at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
And as far as the two witnesses principle goes, those two witnesses needed to have both observed the same event, not two similar events at different times. Like, say, if you're charged with sucking the devil's dick, both of those two people have to see you sucking the devil's dick. You cannot have two people seeing you suck the devil's dick twice. You understand?
Does the devil get to come out and say, he was sucking my dick?
Right. Does the devil like cuckery? Do you think it'll make the devil uncomfortable?
No, he loves it.
Okay.
But for the devil, but to be a cuck, you have to be in a committed relationship in the first place, and the devil's never going to be in a committed relationship.
Hard to pin him down.
Interesting.
But when it came to the Salem Witch Trials, all of those rules were thrown out the window. In Salem, a girl could just say that she was being attacked by the invisible specter of Goody Proctor, and that would be admitted into evidence against Goody Proctor with just as much weight as if they'd found a pentagram drawn in goat's blood under her rug while she wore a t-shirt that says, "I suck the devil's dick in Salem, Massachusetts."
Yes, right. Meth Syndicate.
Yeah, thank you to Meth Syndicate for the inspiration there.
And all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
That's right.
And because they didn't have any evidence. Because, as I might begin to chart in this episode, the idea that there was a gigantic secret confederation of witches or devil worshippers in any single society, there's absolutely no real evidence.
Oh, I hope that there is.
Well, there's probably, we'll get into it at some point, but the idea that there are theistic Satanists. You got the Temple of Set. There are people that do believe in Satan as a god, but again, they just believe it's more Luciferianism. They just think that there was a mix-em-up, and Lucifer's the real god, and God's the lion god, you see.
Yeah, I see.
It's a mix-em-up.
Now, the most respected spiritual leaders in New England came out against spectral evidence even before the trials started, and they continued to caution against its use during the trials themselves. However, this was not because admitting spectral evidence was obviously stupid. Instead, the leading ministers of the time, and therefore some of the leading figures in the colony, said that spectral evidence was unreliable because the devil was powerful enough to impersonate the innocent.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Especially if I appear to you in some form that you may be confused. There's no way, because I could never be the devil.
I do think you woke me up at like 2 o'clock in the morning when you were all hammered and you came into my room and then you...
Twas not me.
Okay.
It must have been some other specter.
Spectral evidence.
Because I certainly never mistook your room for the bathroom.
All right.
Now, as far as where we are in the story of Salem, we're right at the beginning of the first accusation. After the two girls living under the roof of Reverend Samuel Parris baked a witch cake to identify the witch causing their torment, they accused one of the two people Samuel Parris had enslaved, Tituba, of being that witch.
Yes.
And that was one of the better piss cakes in Massachusetts.
But also, I found there actually is a really compelling evidence to say that the Parris' daughters were suffering from tinnitus.
Oh, really? And that's it?
Not tinnitus, what's it? Tetanus.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Tonight is, oh yeah, it's just their ears were ringing a bunch, and then just like, oh.
You did the Charles Manson act out? No, tetanus.
Oh, interesting. However, partly because the bewitchments had started to spread beyond the Parris household to servant girls across Salem, as well as the daughter of Parris's friends, the Putnams, people had a feeling that it wasn't just Tituba who was responsible for these attacks. Therefore, Samuel Parris and his wife Elizabeth pushed their daughter and niece to name more witches in Salem, all while they bandied about the names of people they thought might be in the thrall to the devil, all within hearing of the girls who needed more names to name. As far as who those names belonged to, they were women that the Parrises and their buddies didn't respect or people they believed wished them harm. In other words, they named people it was safe to name.
Well, the usual suspects.
And when the first afflicted girls overheard the names of people it was safe to name being spoken, they put those names in the jackpot. Specifically, the second and third accused witches were two women of low social status named Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne. While Sarah Osborne was merely a free thinker that somewhat lived outside of society, Sarah Good was certainly one of those aforementioned pains in the ass.
It's kind of interesting. I watched the Witch again last night to kind of get more context and remind myself just how creepy New England is. And it is crazy. The idea that she truly was outside of society.
Sarah Osborne.
They leave. They literally make them go. So they just go. Because also I found out, reading a little bit about the structure of Salem Village, is that back in the day, they used to have all the farms in one collected area and all of the living areas in one collecting area, right?
Like it's a town.
Like a town. But the idea is you had them all close, right? So that everybody could collectively work together, that everybody that lived in the houses would collectively work the land and share amongst themselves. Eventually, everyone realized, I'm sick of doing this. I hate you.
Right, I hate my neighbor.
I want to go live over there where those nice trees are.
Right.
And then they go set it over there. And eventually, the longer you're over there, everyone's like, I think that bitch is a fucking witch. Like, they just like, look at her over there. She's staring at my rutabagas.
Why wouldn't she want to hang out with us? I don't understand. She must be weird. She don't want to hang out with us.
You notice that the wheat is higher than it was yesterday?
Also, Sarah Osborne, she would love, I was stuck in traffic today, which was infuriating. She'd have loved the man I was behind because he had a funny bumper sticker. And it said, think, it's not illegal yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. So Sarah Osborne, she would have thought outside the bun, too. She probably might have laughed at that bumper sticker, which, in my opinion, makes her a witch. Is it wrong if I take the side of all the priests and pastors?
We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. It's wrong. Yeah, it's a bad take. It's a real
great.
bad take.
Fantastic.
Well, Sarah Good was a poor, alienated woman from a family who had fallen on such hard times that they were near vagrancy by the time the accusations began. While her family had once been successful, circumstances meant that she and her husband had resorted to begging, doing it in a way that is specific to those who once held higher status.
Hey, I used to be rich. Don't we all want to see me be rich again?
I would love that.
Well, for example, if someone gave Sarah Good charity, she would make the giver feel uncomfortable, as if the gift was an insult. But if the gift was too little, Good would feel equally disgusted.
Oh, God. It's you can see this fucking bitch.
This is like when you try to give somebody who is unhomed in New York some food, and they're like, I'm vegan. And it's like, you know what?
I had that happen to me. I remember one time I gave a sandwich to a poor dude on the street, and he's like, I don't eat bacon. And I was like, I think that your Lord would not care right now what you eat.
Or his Lord would look at it as the ultimate test and would condemn him to hell forever for failing.
Dude, now you're in the Puritan mindset.
Yeah,
you don't
now
understand.
I'm thinking like a minister. Now
Dude,
I've been thinking like a minister since I was 6 years old, dude. And fucking I first got the fear of hell put inside of me deep where it still lives to this day.
Nice. This book, I can't really talk about it enough how much I love it. Europe's Inner Demons by Norman Cohn. And a part of it is constantly that. It's this whole idea that even the idea you would fall for one of these so-called human frailties. Like the idea of like being horny or wanting something else that somebody has, right? Being envious of something. But hell, all of that is just a fucking trick, bro. And then God purposely punishes you to make you want all the extra shit. He makes you want it because then you just yearning for it shows why you should be at the bottom of the fucking pile, dude, because you fucking didn't get it. Whammies. Nothing but whammies.
Nothing but whammy. I mean, literally, it would just be an LT, lettuce, tomato sandwich without the bacon.
That's a salad. You cut up the bread. That's the croutons.
Yeah. It's not bad. Well, as it happened.
Well, it is bad. You want the bacon. Henry's trying to bacon scam people.
Yeah, you want the bacon.
Yeah, I can do a bacon flip if I want.
Whatever. Well, as it happened, after Reverend Samuel Parris gave charity to Sarah Good one day at the start of his daughter and niece's afflictions, he noticed that Sarah walked off muttering something under her breath. But instead of simply thinking, wow, what a bitch, Samuel Parris decided that yes, his girls had gotten worse after Sarah Good had come by his home. And the muttering that he heard, it must have been a curse.
It's the devil's oath.
Whoa!
Meanwhile, she was just going like, cheap-ass fucking minister. Like, that's like all she was doing.
Yeah, that's it. And to top it all off, Sarah Good was considered untrustworthy in this community of British immigrants because her father had been a highly successful innkeeper nicknamed the Frenchman.
The Frenchman! He invented two, and the pink one and the stink.
Isn't that something?
Which is really very incredible. And then we covered it a little bit.
In la rose.
En la rue. Doué. En la mer.
Isn't that something? Inquisition?
I think that you think that that's tradition from Tevye.
I always think of Tevye. It's one of my favorite fake sugars.
I'm gonna fucking walk away, dude. I got 2 hours and 15 minutes left.
But that was Sarah Good. The other accused Sarah Osborne, had done nothing more than make some unconventional life choices. Years before, she had scandalized the community by purchasing the contract of an indentured servant because she was in love.
That's
she
hot.
married him after the purchase, but because these things just weren't done, the community looked down on her for this decision.
How hot is it to be husband and present?
Oh,
And you're the
something?
purchased one, and you show up and you're like, ooh, and you have to wear your little, like, your tunic with the extra holes to the side to go get all the firewood and be like, oh no, I spilled all this firewood, and you go, oh, and you like drop down, and that wife just sits there watching that husband get all dusty.
Yeah, I love this
yeah.
Zabrowski revisionist history of American history. This is great. You'll be after they get rid of CRT, you're going to be taking over for most curriculum.
I believe fair and just, and I'll just say humans should be damned, and we're a virus on this rock.
America, the sexy years.
Well, as a result of thinking outside of societal norms just the slightest bit, Sarah Osborne was in prime position to be accused of witchcraft. However, in an example of just how cruel and uncaring people can be when they're scared and looking for a scapegoat, Sarah Osborne was completely bedridden at the time of her accusation, colonial Massachusetts sick, and she was unable to leave her house under her own power.
I think that we can all tell that this woman has the ungodly powers of a witch.
I mean, she can't get out of bed.
No, we will all see as I show you now. As I grab her bedclothes and I spin her from the bed and she launches in triumph into the devil's. Oh, she is just on the ground. Oh, well. Let's fucking hang her anyway. Honestly, what a waste of time. Let's hang her anyway.
She'd have more power, I think, if she was a witch. But.
Yeah, and that didn't stop the good people of Salem from actually dragging her from her bed to publicly accuse her of witchcraft.
You can get up, up.
Do witches get sick?
I guess.
You
Or
get
maybe
sick of
she
the
was faking
hassle
it.
of society.
I agree with that.
She could also be faking it. You never know. You never know what happens.
Never know.
You never know what
Okay.
happens to these people, yeah. Now, Osborne and Good held at least one, if not many, of the characteristics that made a person susceptible to witchcraft accusations in the 17th century. They were outside of society. They wanted to be outside of society. They refused to show deference to the superiors in the existing order of things. They'd moved around a lot for whatever reason, and or their social rank had fallen. And so, since Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne met at least a few of these criteria, and they were openly suspected by those of higher social rank, Samuel Parris's niece and daughter named the two Sarahs as their tormentors.
No.
And once the daughter and niece did accuse two more women, the other girls mentioned at the end of the last episode followed suit. Specifically, 12-year-old Ann Putnam Jr.
She's a hard-ass bitch, that little girl.
She's 12.
She's intense.
I guess she's Colonial Williamsburg 12.
Well, this whole episode is filled with very scary little girls. It is filled with like being like, "Oh, saw the devil in the window. And he looked a lot
Jesus.
like you."
That is scary.
Yeah, dude. It's all of them. It's a whole town of the orphan.
Every single one.
Oh, no.
I saw
Proportional
Goody
dwarfism.
Proctor taking a woman and roasted her on a spit for 4 hours long.
On the fat was dripping and on the devil's face.
How do they all sound like Julia Childs?
Well, Ann Putnam Jr. said that the specter of Sarah Good was visiting her and pinching her. But more importantly, Putnam Jr. said that the specter was trying to get her to sign what the afflicted had started calling the Devil's Book.
Yes. And that's why a lot of times you'll see the devil hanging outside of various movie sets or hotels where the movie stars stay, because he's constantly looking for others to sign the devil's book.
He's not going to get Keanu, I'll tell you that much.
Look at this signature I have for Hugh Grant.
Ooh.
$7 on eBay.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's just another nefarious page from the devil's book.
I love that.
And here is the signature I got at Disney World from a young Aladdin.
He's Aladdin.
Yes.
He's actually not the genie. Isn't that something? Oftentimes people think Aladdin is the genie.
They don't.
No,
Yeah, they
no
do.
one's ever thought that.
No, I would
one's
never
ever
do
thought
that.
Aladdin
I
was
would
the
never
genie.
complain that. And that is why I am the owner of the devil's book.
All right.
Well, as we mentioned last episode, the Puritans were a mercantile people, and contracts were a big part of their lives. So it made sense that one of the touchstones of the Salem story was the so-called Devil's Book, where people could make their mark, signifying a formal yet temporary covenant with Satan, much like an indentured servant contract.
Yeah, man. You can do a lease to own with Satan for your soul.
So
Yeah.
it's a rent to own. That's a good
It
point.
is.
Yeah.
And but again, this is a formula that harkens back to all accuse organizations with Satan or contractual obligations
Right.
to Satan. That has been around for a fucking ever. Like
Yeah.
it's really strange because there's something about it, again, the human need to create a kind of a legal base, a form in reality, because they are constantly not in good faith
Right.
using the Satanist argument against people since the year 100. The whole point is to discredit you, but they need to find a legal basis. They need to find a hook that
Right.
they can hang it on. So these are the type of things. You say, but you see, she signed a contract. And then they're like, where's the contract? She's but spiritual in nature. And it's like,
But the contract does exist, but the contract exists in a place that is very real called the invisible world.
yep.
Oh.
It's just as real as this world.
Well, it's invisible.
but it's invisible.
It's
Yeah.
invisible.
And it lays
Interesting.
on over our world, like animation cells,
Yeah.
where they put the,
I get
you
it.
put Mickey Mouse's face on and off and on and off. Yeah, it's like that, except invisible. You can't see Mickey Mouse's face. So
No,
you don't know
you
if it's
can't.
Mickey Mouse or not.
No, you don't. And
Could
that's
be
in
anyone.
the invisible worlds where I'm a professional basketball player.
Oh.
Where Kissel's the best lover that the world's ever had.
Absolutely.
And where Marcus is finally a beautiful woman.
Isn't
Finally.
that nice?
Finally, I get to be Martha Sparks.
Oh, yeah, Martha.
Ugh, I don't like the tenor of that.
I didn't like that either. I didn't like the tenor of that voice or the guttural growl I heard underneath.
You looked
Martha
at
Sparks.
Marcus like he was a pile of Slim Jims.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Now, once Ann Putnam Jr. started accusing the two Sarahs of pestering her, she was joined by Elizabeth Hubbard, servant to the man who had originally diagnosed the two Paris girls with bewitchment. That was Dr. Griggs.
Yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah.
Dr. Napoleon Griggs.
You changed your name.
Yeah, man. Benedicto. It doesn't matter, man, when your practice is rock and roll.
I have a lump on my neck. You want to check it out really
Oh,
quick?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know who once had a lump in his neck?
Who?
My old buddy who's dead.
Oh.
That's not good news, bro.
Oh, that's bad news?
You got cancer, son.
Gosh darn it.
Well, Elizabeth Hubbard added to the narrative by saying that she was being stalked by a wolf sent by Sarah Good, and the specter of the bedridden Sarah Osborne was tormenting her while accompanied by, this is very interesting, a short, hairy, winged thing.
I'm pissed. I'm already pissed.
You get mentioned so many times in these stories.
There's a dude. Should I jump into this now? Because this is fascinating.
All right,
It's
all right, yeah.
It's fascinating. So I was reading this book again, Europe's Inner Demons, and there's an old timey writer, right? A guy named Caesarius, right? Who wrote it. His name's Caesarius, much like, is this guy Caesarius? And he was a monk in the 1200s. This is fun. A fun way to tell history. Edutainment.
I reacted the exact same way I did as when you did it earlier.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's the second time you've tried that.
I did it on the show now, though.
Wow.
Before I ran it for Marcus, and I was like, wink, because I came up with it yesterday when I was when I was doing my research.
That's fantastic.
But he was this monk, right? So a while he wrote the stories of demons and their behavior for all of these years, and people thought that Caesarius was writing a funny book, like that they thought it was supposed to be funny. But this researcher, which I think is really interesting, Norman Cohn, he postulates that the dude was not funny, that he thinks he was dead serious.
Right.
But the stories that he told of how demons behaved were like, he basically wrote episodes of Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Good plug.
Yes, it is. Where he wrote these stories about these little fat little demons.
And what year is this, by the way? This is like 10th century, right?
This is 1200s. The 1200s. And so he wrote this story, and one was a story of this demon that wanted to get right with the God, right? He wanted to confess his sins. So he goes to this priest, and he says, hey, I want to get right with God. And the priest is like, well, it would take like 1,000 years for you to confess all your sins. And he's like, good for you. I've been alive for 5,000.
Oh, that's good. He could do it 5 times.
And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. But, well, okay, when you want to be absolved, you have to throw yourself on the ground and say, praise God 3 times a day. You got to do that for 1,000 years, and you're free, and you're done.
Still not that much.
And the demon's like, you got it. So he goes out there, he throws himself down, he's just like, praise God. And he does it again, prostrates himself again, praise God. And then finally he's like, this is really hard. And he's like, fuck it, I'll go back to hell. And then he just disappears.
Like, that's the end of the story?
That's the end of the story. It's a 12-minute episode. There's really not much you can do with it. And then I love the other story about the priest that all of a sudden got this beautiful singing voice.
Yeah.
And hits this, and it's like, they all hung around. You know, this guy was doing, all my life, I pray for someone like you. Oh. And they were like, you never had this much soul, Derek.
Was that Cece and JoJo?
Yes. Casey and JoJo.
Fantastic.
And so told us all about having sex as little kids when he used to dance that in 6th grade. You make it hard for me. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You make it hard for me?
You make it hard for me.
Do you remember that one lyric? A little poke comes through.
Yeah, it's called Making It Hard for Me. The song is about dancing too close on a woman, and then you get a boner because the woman's dancing close on you. Yeah.
No, I just always think, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Now that's singing right there.
Oh, yeah, in vogue.
Whoa, yeah.
Back when singers were singers.
Just cut to me outside the Pizza Hut buffet without $5.
I always remember. But this priest, right, so he's singing, and they're all like, you never sang this fucking good.
Yeah.
You must be filled with the demon. So they go and they do a big exorcism on him. The demon comes out of him, and the guy just dies. And they just realize, that demon's been living inside this dude singing great for the last 6 months, reanimating his body. Just because all that demon wanted to do was sing.
Well, they should have let him sing then.
So that's all it did. Like the priest died, and then the demon entered into his body and reanimated the body, and all he did for 6 months was sing beautifully. And that's
beautifully.
It.
And then they were all
What's
pissed.
The point of that what is the point of that story? What is the point of that?
You never know. And then the end of it, said life. It said something like "Life de un leche de box latte," which means in Latin, "Life is a box of chocolates."
Man, fantastic! Wow, I'm learning so much.
Hey, this is history.
It's not. That's actually not history.
Yeah, it is.
No, somebody wrote. It's 2 stories that an idiot wrote down.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying it's just interesting.
And badly written stories at that.
No, it's just about how there's been stories of demons for a long time and what they do.
Yeah. No, I mean, you don't have to convince us.
Yeah.
It's all good. I believe you. I know, I believe you.
Well, with at least 4 girls claiming witchcraft, legal proceedings began against Tituba, Sarah Good, and Sarah Osborne on February 29th, 1692, meaning the Salem Witch Trials essentially began on a leap day.
A day that should never exist.
Interesting indeed. I just feel so bad for Sarah Osborne. She's just in bed and she's like, what are you all doing?
I mean, that's how
I've
it
been
is.
sick.
Yeah.
However, the trials themselves would not be for months to come. On this episode, we're going to be focusing on the formal accusations that led to the trials, the so-called examinations. Now, since servant girls and children weren't legally considered to be people in colonial Massachusetts, the complaint against the witches had to be filed by men on their behalf.
Good and fair.
So crazy.
And so, once the complaint was filed, local magistrates, Jonathan Corwin and John Haythorne, it's hard to say, they began with what was referred to as examinations. Examinations basically were a terrifying combination of an interrogation and a deposition, followed by a likely instant arraignment, all done not only in front of the public, but your accusers themselves.
And this is a step up from the Inquisition. Because it used to be you only have the inquisitors to be in front of. So that this is them being like, you see, now we've made it fair. We've made it good.
Yeah. No, it's there's the examination first, and then there's the trial after that. But almost 100% of the time, the examination is just like, you're guilty. Get out of here. Go to jail. And there's no bail either. Like, you're in jail until the trial.
And also they said that the prisons there were fucking disgusting.
We'll get to the prisons later, and I think there was actually bail sometimes, but it was it was prohibitively expensive most of the time.
It was for the super rich, and it's nothing. Again, I'm so glad. Again, no contemporary tie-ins.
Absolutely nothing has changed.
Well, Corwin and Haythorne, they were nothing more than merchants and politicians without any legal training whatsoever. And even if they had been, Massachusetts at this time didn't even have a legal system to speak of because they were transitioning yet again to a new charter. And so Corwin and Haythorne got swept up in the same fear, paranoia, and social pressure as everyone else to keep this witch train moving for no particular reason other than life sucked and everything was hard.
It was something to talk about, and when you are literally in a full standstill as a society, like your production is shut down, there's no farming, the soil is fallow, everybody's at each other's throats, you're in the middle of literally a religious civil war amongst your community, it was almost like, we can all agree on this, right?
This town needs a witch trial.
Yes. Very good.
Yeah. Now, the day after the complaint was filed, the three accusers were arrested and brought to a local tavern for questioning. This included the still extremely sick Sarah Osborne, who was ripped from her sickbed and brought to a bar on the say-so of children. Once they all arrived at the tavern.
I mean, this is how I'm going to leave the hospital one day.
Yes.
Bring me to the nearest tavern, and then that's
the
where you
local children are convinced that Sasquatch has cancer in the local hospital.
Well, once everyone arrived at the tavern, they had to undergo the humiliation of being inspected head to toe by the tavern owner's wife for witch marks, which were blemishes, moles, warts, or pretty much anything out of the ordinary, down to having a weird butthole, or at least weird according to the inspector.
Yeah, and then that guy's when he's got starfish butt, and he's hanging there and he's wondering, he's looking at yours and being like, there's no natural butthole that is a circle.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about
I'm seeing right here, that is obviously a hexagram.
Oh my goodness. It's
excited.
It's like that little Play-Doh push thing.
I would say more discoloration, because they definitely talked about grundles. They talked sometimes like a butthole's like, it's not quite the right color, or they just look at birthmarks. If the birthmark was in a weird place or something like that, they would just decide basically.
They were looking,
What was
for
the
the
perfect butthole?
The perfect butthole was a nice, with pink. It's like pornography. You know when you see it.
Yeah.
You go like, that's a nice.
What about, okay, so the wife of the bar owner, the wife of the tavern owner, why did she get to do that? Did she have credentials?
She's probably just happy she's not the one being searched.
I see.
I think you get that. And because they're looking for the witch's teat, which is a third nipple that would be used to feed the familiars or when the devil would come and supple and suckle.
So they were stripped entirely nude in front of everybody.
Yeah, their bush hair was shaved.
No, the inspection was private. That was
classy.
Yeah. Yeah, because they can't. Because if they strip someone down, then someone's going to get horny, and you can't have that.
Then that person has to be tortured.
Yeah, because you have to weigh. It's like, is humiliation more important, or is tamping down sexual need more important? And in this point, sexual need, tamping that down, won out.
Life sucked and everything was hard.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Well, interestingly, Sarah Good's husband, William Good, who seemed pleased as punch about his wife getting arrested for being a witch.
Bye, honey. Bye. I got to pick you up where at the witch hunt? I just got, I'm inventing a thing called golf. Yeah, I got to go do that.
He made sure to stop by the tavern to tell the woman doing the inspection, hey, my wife, she just developed this like weird wart like underneath her right shoulder. Just want to make sure you didn't miss it. Just want to make sure you didn't miss it. Okay, see you later. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go. Bye.
Tell
He's
me
trying to
if I'm
kill
wrong.
his wife.
Listen, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. She's got weird fucking feet, right? Just tell me. I'm
It
not
just
saying
sounds
she's
like you're
evil.
not attracted to your wife.
No. I'm not saying she's evil.
Do you want a divorce?
That's going to be punishable by death.
Is that right?
Well, you can't get divorced. You're not getting divorced in this society.
God dang it.
So once the physical examinations were done, the magistrates moved on to the aforementioned legal examinations, where, according to author Emerson Baker, the suspects were grilled with all the fervor and dirty tricks of a police detective trying to elicit a confession. In this first of many rounds of examinations, the accused were brought before the first four girls, which were the two Paris kids, Ann Putnam Jr., and servant Elizabeth Hubbard. Once faced, Magistrate Haythorne asked leading questions that straight up accused the suspects of witchcraft. Basically, instead of saying, let's figure out what's going on here objectively and calmly, the judges actually began the examinations by declaring that witches were real and that the purpose of these proceedings were to find them.
And we're going to find them no matter what, because we're here to find them.
My God.
And think about this. All this is at the fucking TGI Fridays.
Yeah. Are people like drinking and stuff? Is it like an active bar?
Yeah, this is Ingersoll's Tavern.
So everyone's just getting hammered, and then you have a person be like, witches are real. I see why it's entertaining.
It is entertaining. I mean, I will say, will I be mad if I'm there?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have a normal bar at happy hour, and now a fucking witch trial shows up with no sign. Like, I'll be pissed.
It's better than a stand-up comedy show starting up.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I don't know if at this point they may have, for the first round of examinations, they might have been at Ingersoll's Tavern, but for every examination after that, they did it in the meeting house, which was basically like you're having a trial in a church.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, for example, here are a few of the questions that the magistrates asked the accused witches.
What evil spirit have you familiarity with?
Have you made no contact with the devil? Why do you hurt these children? Why? Why, Kissel?
Well, it seems like you're accused. I didn't do nothing.
Why did you hurt the children?
I don't even like kids enough to hurt them.
Write him down. He's honestly, this is the most honest answer I've heard all day.
Now, Sarah Good, of course, denied everything when she was put to the question, what evil spirit have you familiarity with? None. Have you made no contact with the devil? Of course not. Why do you hurt these children? I have never hurt a child. But in a pattern that occurred again and again throughout the preliminary accusations and the trials themselves, the afflicted girls wailed and convulsed and shrieked in agony whenever Sarah Good denied the accusations.
Man.
Yeah, the more she denied, the louder they shrieked. And it's shrieking and shrieking, just the worst fucking noise you can imagine. 4 girls, all at once, 4 teenage girls screaming at the top of their lungs that they're in pain, they're in pain, they're in agony, everything's awful.
Yeah, and have you ever been outside on one of these One Direction concerts?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you know how it is. But it's weird because it was total chaos. They were they were like, again, trying this concept of like, well, there'll be order and justice here or whatever bullshit, and then it was an immediate total circus.
Yeah. Oh, man, Sarah Good, she's getting gaslit. She must be pretty confused and upset at this point.
Mm-hmm. And so, not knowing what to do, Sarah Good threw the other Sarah under the bus and claimed that it was the bedridden Sarah Osborne who was tormenting all of them all at once, including Sarah Good.
I can't even stand up to piss. I did not do this. I'm not a witch.
That's how powerful of a witch you are, madam.
If she can't stand to piss, she is not a witch.
Whoa.
Wow.
The first defense attorney.
Yeah.
Well, following that proclamation, the magistrate brought Sarah Good's husband, William Good, to the stand. He said that he had no reason to believe his wife was a witch aside from her quote-unquote ill temperament.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, basically saying like, sure, my wife's horrible to be around. I hate being married to her, but no witch. She's no witch.
She's not a license carrying witch. She's more of a fucking, I'd say, a JV squad witch. You know what I mean?
I guess contractually he fulfilled his husband duty.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
William Good then got punny with it. In the middle of proceedings accusing his wife of a capital crime, he said, quote,
I may say with tears that she is an enemy of all good.
Now, that's
You're
a Puritan enjoying a good joke right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. I hate it. It's horrible.
Oh, you're going to murder her then, huh?
It sounds like it.
I guess I'll be single.
You're way too happy about that.
But while the wailing did introduce some drama into the proceedings, nothing on that first day compared to the story told when Tituba was brought into the meeting house as that day's closer. Now, Tituba's testimony was what really kicked the lid off everything, but her lies certainly were not those of a woman looking for attention or those of someone looking to shake up society. Instead, Tituba was another victim.
Oh, yes.
She later told a writer named Robert Califf that after she was accused following the baking of the witch cake, Samuel Parris beat a so-called confession out of her, then coached her on what to say and how to say it for her eventual public examination.
I mean, anybody with a shade darker than a deep pink was under a suspicion in this time period. You know what I mean? So like Tituba was right in the center of it. Like she really became like a huge force by this but also her hands were tied. Because she was fucked either way. Like if she was going to be hung up for doing nothing, there is no evidence that she did any sort of like, because there was titters over time saying that she did some like fortune telling with the kids or like showed them country style little magic things. And there's no evidence that she did any of that shit.
Also, if you Google titters over time, you're going to find one of the most romantic pornographies of all.
I'm so glad I'm not your father.
Titters over
I just
time.
feel like I could just see Banked Kissel just like shaking his head, climbing into the cab of his truck, and not even beeping a goodbye, just hitting that road.
Yep,
you know?
hitting the road. Titters over time. You'll love the milking scene.
Yeah, Titters was my cousin's nickname when he was a kid because he was a chubby little boy.
Oh, because for his tits? It was even just for his tits? Mr. Titters!
Mr. Titters. Come here, Mr. Titters.
No, fucking Titters. I wish I knew a Titters.
I
It was just straight
know.
up Titters. It was just straight up Titters. And he's a wonderful man now. He's an absolute. You guys met him, remember in Grundy County? My cousin who came by.
I didn't know he was
that's
Titters.
That was Titters, yeah.
It would have completely changed my entire perception of that now handsome man.
Yeah. Next time I see him, I'm
What up,
calling
Titter?
him Titters.
We're going to end up with 4 black eyes between us.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to get quite upset, but awesome.
Well, sorry, man. Because of Samuel Parris's coaching of Tituba, her story was intricate, extremely convincing, and most importantly, highly satisfying to the people who believed that the devil was the source of all their ill fortune.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's a good story.
She nailed it, huh?
Now, Tituba said that she was first visited by the devil one night as she was falling asleep. A tall, darkly clad, white-haired man stood beside her and told her that he planned to kill Samuel Parris's daughter and niece.
Now, if you're Tituba, you're not going like, nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's like, yeah, do it.
He actually sounds like the tall man from Phantasm.
Yes.
Interesting.
And what was more, Tituba was supposed to help him, or he would kill her as well.
Okay.
The heading usually was the threat.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Fuck
bro.
yeah.
Let's go. What are we going to do? How are we
Yeah.
doing it?
Well, this man, who was obviously the devil, said that he was a god and presented her with a document that would exchange 6 years of service for, quote, many fine things.
I don't know if you've ever heard of a thing called a beer koozie.
Ooh, that's
And
fantastic.
there's more than that. I don't know if you've ever even heard of a thing called a keychain.
Woo!
So much swag.
I'm thinking a molten chocolate cake also, and then you'll be super happy. This is not that bad of a deal. 6 years, you get a bunch of stuff. It's not that
It's just
long.
stuff, though.
But it's devilry.
Stuff. It's just
It's-
stuff. We're surrounded by stuff. I love stuff.
Trickery, because the devil doesn't just sign a contract for 6 years. No, you will see once your signature's upon the dotted line. Oh, there's when the trick really has been set.
Mm-hmm. Titters over time.
Well, if she declined, like she pretty much had a deal. Like sign the 6 years, do the devil's bidding whenever he asked, and you get many fine things. If you don't sign, then you will receive the same torture as these 2 young girls.
Just sign it.
I will make you watch Ken Burns' jazz.
I don't mind that, but it is a lot. I really don't love jazz, but I respect it.
Yeah. Well, over the next few days, this white-haired devil would come again and again to offer Tituba bizarre bribes, like small, brightly colored birds. Like, look, I shall give you this bird, along with many other fine things.
It's a bird.
What about
It's bird.
GameCube? Can I get a GameCube?
No, I brought you a bird.
A bird? You're
Yes.
the devil. You brought me an effing bird to
I
play
also
with?
understand this bird needs to be fed 2 times a day.
I don't
and
want a
you're also
bird.
going to regularly clean it, and you're going to have to buy the cage.
An animal is the worst gift you can give.
No, now it's yours. Congratulations.
Man.
But still, Tituba refused, and the devil promised to return again and again, all while he bewitched and tortured the 2 young girls in the Paris household. By late January, Tituba was being tormented by taunting and demanding apparitions, hogs and big black dogs that would leap from the shadows and yell,
Serve me.
Oink, oink.
Oh, yep, very good.
Other times, the man with white hair would appear with a pair of cats, one red cat, one black cat.
Meow.
This is Blackie. This is Ed Sheeran.
Oh, isn't that
That's
nice?
a little cat, Ed Sheeran.
Meow.
Yeah.
Or, in an image that would show up time and again, the devil would be accompanied by a little yellow bird. Yellow being the devil's color, which is why the original Daredevil costume was that hideous yellow instead of the classic red that we now know it as.
Fascinating.
Wow. And that's called a piece of information that just removed a piece of information I wanted.
Yep. Yeah, there goes your brother's birthday.
You know, Daredevil, he used to be a yellow costume. I guess he didn't really have a good. I guess he didn't have a good fashion sense because he couldn't see. He's blind.
He's blind.
That's
yeah.
the
You
whole
can
thing
hear
about him.
colors or something.
No, you can't. You can't hear colors. Also, it's like green. It's the rules. It's the thing you don't. It's the leaf. Whatever.
We know. I
You're
don't
just,
want to
you're just talking about the color of the
Color
sonar
theory.
they use in the comic book to signify that he can see stuff with sonar.
No, I'm talking about how if you see a piece of broccoli, which
I
is
don't
man-made,
want to remotely talk about this completely uninteresting, fake scientific
It's not fake.
idea you have.
No, it's not fake. It's real.
Well, it's around this time that the devil urged Tituba to sign his book again. Sign it again.
Come on, right here, next to. Go have this wonderful. It's Judge Reinhold.
Oh, I love
You're
it.
gonna want to say that one.
The Breakfast Club.
And after over a month of torment, Judge Reinhold was not in the Breakfast Club. You're thinking of Anthony Michael Hall. Judge Reinhold.
Jesus fucking
You
Christ.
literally can't
Sorry,
continue
I
like
gives
this.
a
I
shit?
couldn't let it go. I couldn't let it go. Judge Reinhold was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. That's what you're thinking.
I don't give a fuck. I actually don't even care. Also, it's just what?
No, we're never gonna get through this.
No. Dr. Oz told me that you shouldn't even eat breakfast.
Oh God.
Well, after over a month of torment, Tituba testified during her examination that she did sign the devil's book in her own blood with a crescent mark next to the marks of Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne. But what was most disturbing for the people of Salem was that Tituba also testified that beside her mark and the mark of the 2 Sarahs, 7 more marks in the devil's book.
Whoa!
That meant that there were no less than 9 witches in Salem.
This is
Already
starting to
been
heat
caught.
up.
Yeah, dude, it's a Salem Witch expanded universe.
I guess so.
But once Tituba signed the devil's book, all bets were off regarding her reluctant participation in witchcraft. The specters of the Sarahs would visit Tituba on the regular, accompanied by a swarm of familiars, including yellow birds, yellow dogs, and more red and black cats,
Yeah.
who would paw at Tituba, saying,
Serve us. Serve us.
Yeah, they're just needy ass cats. Why don't you do something for me, cat?
You don't change my food. I get diarrhea.
Just go kill a mouse. Go kill a bird. Actually, here's a freaking bird. You want a bird?
I'm sorry. I'm an indoor cat.
Oh, I don't.
And you're going to need to feed me.
I'm so sick of you.
Ah, yes, you see, you've received my cats. Multiple.
Yeah.
And the best part is they all go to the bathroom inside. And they're yours now. Congrats.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for these cats.
The witches' familiars would play a large role in the proceedings to come, as their presence was the true mark that a person had given themselves over to Satan.
Satan.
See, familiars during this time period were considered not just the witch's buddy, but an actual imp sent by Satan himself to aid witches in their nefarious deeds.
And it came from the very first mentions of satanic, secret groups and their initiatory rites, which is one of the first things you're supposed to do. This is true. This comes from ancient scripture. You're supposed to kiss a cat on the butthole.
Absolutely not.
That is how you're supposed to kiss a familiar, and it says, most odorously under the tail.
What does that do?
You lick a fucking cat's asshole.
Yeah,
and
but
you
why?
Say hello to the devil.
That is ridiculous. Why would the devil be there?
Never fuck the cat.
Yeah, never fuck the cat.
Never
No,
fuck the cat.
definitely don't do
no matter
that.
how many times it fucking sluts around.
It's a cat.
Some of the very first artistic depictions of the devil way back in, I think, like the 8th or 9th century showed people shoving their noses into the devil's butthole because that's how you pay fealty to the devil, is you kiss the devil's butt. So I would imagine in lieu of the devil, if the devil doesn't show up, then you got to kiss the cat's butthole because the cat is a familiar that has been sent by Satan. So if you can't kiss Satan, you got to kiss the familiar.
It's like if you remember the guy that used to hold the umbrella for P. Diddy.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you meet him, it's kind of like you're meeting Puff Daddy, right?
You kiss his
what's
asshole?
His name? I'm just from the chain of command.
Oh, I see.
You see that guy, and you're like, you're the umbrella guy. And he goes, yep.
Yeah.
And then you go like, how's P. Diddy doing? And he'd be like, I don't know. Don't talk to him. And he'd be like, well,
he's definitely not wet. That's good. Man, I went to Massachusetts. Their cats have the cleanest buttholes I've ever seen. But you should see the tongues on these guys. Bunch of massholes.
Just moving on.
Well, the familiar did not serve the witch simply because Satan told it to. The familiar needed nourishment, and to keep the evil going, the creature would suckle blood from the witch, either through a cut, usually on the hand, or the witch's teat that Henry mentioned earlier.
Little nipple.
She needs to go to the doctor if she's bleeding out of her fucking tit.
No.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, usually they cut the hand. They cut the hand open, and then the bird or something.
When you say teat, are you just referring to any open wound?
Well, they'll say they're looking for a third nipple, but most of the time they'll take anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this concept was seen as such absolute fact that when Tituba was being grilled about familiars during her examination, Magistrate Haythorne asked point blank this question exactly.
Do not these cats suck you?
What?
Do not these cats suck you,
Like
mister?
suck me?
I see. I can see the white hairs upon your jeans. You have been sucked upon a cat this day.
I have not been sucked on by a cat.
Yeah, well, the more you say it, the more I think you might be having cats suck upon
It's
you.
just reverse psychology. You're just trying to, oh man. And now
I have you.
Ah.
Cat sucker.
I'm not a cat sucker.
No, this is a boy cat suckler. Because if you suckle, then that means the cat sucks you. But if you're a sucker, you suck the cat. So it'd be the more proper term would be cat suckler.
Cat sucky?
I just don't think you should be doing any of this with a cat.
No, leave him alone.
Absolutely.
Rise from your grave.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes, he's just trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Hill Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
But while the animals present were usually familiars, sometimes the witches themselves took the forms of bizarre creatures out of nightmare. In one instance, Tituba said she saw a bird with a woman's head fluttering about, and the head belonged to none other than the sickly Sarah Osborne.
Uh-oh, look at her. She's a little bird. Hey, who's a little Calista Flockhart? Remember that reference?
Kill me.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, speaking of the Sarahs, Tituba said that in addition to torturing girls in the Paris house, she was also present in spectral form during the torture of Ann Putnam Jr. And this, of course, made sense because Samuel Parris was coaching Tituba on all of this bullshit. But remember that Samuel Parris was also friends with the Putnam family. And if Tituba was being coached on the torture of the two girls in the Parris household, then in order to keep up appearances, she also had to be involved in the torture of Ann Putnam Jr.
And Ann Putnam Jr. is one of they're part of the Putnam family that owned half of Salem. This is she's deeply connected to the landowners that like, that's another factor in all of this is that, which we didn't get into because it's, talk about sleepy history.
Yeah.
Like, as I was trying to read about the land issues happening between the families in the Salem area.
Not fun?
It also just shows how petty and how empty all of this shit was. Because a part of it was also land disputes.
Part of it, Yeah. And this also shows you it shows you how quickly all of this spider webs out. You know, it really is like a rock hits your windshield and then before you know it, you have to replace the entire motherfucker because it's just spidered out from this one tiny little rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Tituba said that she and the two Sarahs flew to Ann Putnam Jr.'s house on a pole, basically a broomstick, where neighbors were holding a prayer meeting for the already tormented 12-year-old.
And those were very orgasmic.
You actually joke about that, but that's
true.
It is true. I was reading about the history of broomstick riding and where it came from. And one of the things that they said, which was like where ergot positioning actually comes into play, is the fact that they believe that a part of it, they would rub none of this it might be real. Honestly, none of it might be real.
We have no clue.
No, I believe this is real. This is true because we spoke to a witch about it.
This is the legend. Is that broomstick riding came from them covering themselves in a salve that would be, sometimes it would have shit like hallucinatory shit like ergot in it. And one of the things that they do is they'd rub it up into their pussy and then slather the broomstick with it. And then that's what it was, is that your pussy stick would stick to the broom.
Just like
it was
that.
like a little thing. And then you fly it around. And that's why they were always laughing and shit because they're literally coming.
Yep. That's a scene from Titters over time.
But if your pussy, I would imagine having your pussy stick to a piece of wood is that's
No, they
undesirable.
lube it up.
No.
They lube it up.
Not if you're from 1690s Massachusetts.
Absolutely.
Because then you got to peel it off.
They're
That's
witches,
good.
Marcus. They're stronger than us.
They like that feeling.
Yeah.
I suppose so. Well, when Tituba showed up with the two Sarahs at Ann Putnam Jr.'s house, the Sarahs pulled out a big-ass knife and told Tituba to kill the girl.
Kill the girl.
This
And
escalated quickly.
At this point, they're in the invisible world. They're invisible. Nobody can see them except for Ann Putnam Jr. Tituba refused and supposedly wrestled the knife away from the witches while they threatened to cut off her head instead. Kill the girl, I'll kill you. Whoa. And supposedly, this was all seen by Ann Putnam Jr. and was described in real time. People did have memory of Ann Putnam Jr. saying, Sarah Good and Sarah Osborne are fighting over a knife right now. They're both trying to kill me. However, the most likely explanation for that was that Anne had a hallucination in front of her father. Her father told Samuel Parris, and Parris told Tituba, were you present at this Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne knife fight? And she said, yeah, sure, and then repeated the story on the stand.
Still using the term hallucination very kindly.
Kindly and loosely, yeah.
Yes.
In the end, though, Tituba did confess to the least of the tortures, pinching on the devil's behalf. That was the lightest thing you could do for the devil.
Yeah, and the Al Franken approach.
I mean, it's just the devil is like, I'm the most powerful enemy of all time. Just go pinch someone for me. Like, it's kind of a funny thing to do.
Well, that was all done on purpose, and I'll talk about it when we get to the section where I talk about the beginning of the Devil's Supper.
Okay.
But interestingly, in another pattern that would repeat itself, the four girls who had spent Tituba's entire time on the stand in torment, they quieted down after she confessed and apologized. But once they calmed down, Tituba started freaking out and acting tormented herself.
Now it's my turn!
Oh, man, I thought we were done.
She said that the two Sarahs were now attacking her as she tried to out-afflict the afflicted.
Never do that, man. You can't afflict the afflicted.
But despite her confession, Tituba was held for trial 3 for 3 on the first day.
All we're doing.
One day. Yeah. One day. Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. All that's one day.
Yeah, dude. Already got 3 witches today. Good work, everybody. Good work, fake court. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. You're a bailiff tomorrow. No shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. Fake court's awesome.
I want to be Bull from Night Court.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even the end of the meeting. To tell you how almost mundane this was, or at least how matter-of-fact the proceedings were, the rest of the day's meeting, after they charged 3 women with capital crimes, was spent arguing about bills and taxes.
Always.
Yeah, because the road between Salem Town and Salem Village, it had been repaired. And Salem Town said, hey, Salem Village, you got to pay for this shit. But Salem Village said, Salem Town, you should pay for this shit. So once again, they were caught in a fucking pain in the ass spat.
There's never been, I think in history too, the group of cantankerous fucking Karens in this entire story. Like, it all started like this. It's all of this petty fucking garbage that they all would not give an inch on. That it was all about whatever it was. It was all like, again, everything sucked and life was hard.
You call them Karens. I'm going to call them Grumpy Rorys.
You know what? Good restructuring.
Absolutely, because it seems like the men are being a little catty here.
They all are.
Yeah. But as 2 men from this meeting were walking from Salem Village to Salem Town to tell them, fuck you, Salem Town, Salem Village, they ain't paying for this fucking road. They're not paying for this road. Salem Village ain't going to pay for this road.
I ain't not going to pay for this road. You're going to be the one paying for the road.
Well, do you use the road?
I dabble.
Well, maybe you should pay for it then.
What if I instead... You're the devil.
No, God damn it, man.
You're a witch.
Honestly, whoever came up with pay tolls is the devil.
Yeah.
Because those are all over the place in
honestly,
Boston.
it is honestly really nice because it does help build the roads.
No, just tax me secretly. I don't need to stop in the middle of the fucking highway.
Well, as the 2 men were walking down that road, they heard frightening noises on said repaired road. They then saw a, quote, unidentified beast, which flew apart and became 3 women who fled quickly as they vanished.
Whoa.
Hi.
Just sounds like 3 young people trying to get into an R-rated movie.
It does.
And according to these 2 men, those 3 women were Sarah Good, Sarah Osborne, and Tituba. But even though all 3, including Sarah Good, were being held in custody, it seemed to do nothing to alleviate the torment of Servant Elizabeth Hubbard. That night, she was afflicted by a series of pinches, and as she stared blankly ahead, she said, quote,
There stands Sarah Good upon the table by you, with all her naked breast, and barefooted, bare-legged. Oh, nasty slut! If I had something, I would kill her.
Now, tell me more now. What does she look like again?
She's big old hanging to top on the bottom and then round on the bottom and feverish red legs.
Maybe ever turn her around.
Yeah, and there you see the ponderous split in her back area with long hair like a horse.
Well, now you're kind of mixing streams.
And she's got shoulders like a goose.
No, I can't think about this.
And she's got the calves of a delicious roast beast.
Oh, man. I'm going to go have sex with all these farm animals now.
So, after taking her at her word that Sarah Good's right there she is, a neighbor keeping watch picked up his walking stick and started just striking at the air. Like,
everybody's jumping in. Improv everywhere, man. Everybody's jumping in.
Oh, my
and after a few swipes, Hubbard said that the neighbor, you hit Sarah Good. You hit the specter in the back. You did it. And you did it. And you almost killed her. You almost did it. Yay!
Meanwhile, everyone else is drinking beer, eating peanuts, just being like, this is fucking getting great. I thought we were going to have to make up something to do today.
Nah, I guess they're doing it for us.
They did actually. There was one instance of this happening in the bar, in Ingersoll Tavern.
That is fun.
Well, this scene of a girl directing someone to swat the air with an object where the specter was supposed to be, it would occur again and again. Sometimes with success, sometimes not. But it certainly made people feel like they were a part of the scene. They were in it, man.
They were getting the mix. They're in the mix.
All right.
Meanwhile, even though Sarah Good's specter was supposed to be attacking Elizabeth Hubbard, the real Sarah Good was trying to escape jail barefoot in the Massachusetts winter with her infant in her arms. When she was finally found almost freezing to death, her arm was bloody from wrist to elbow.
The devil.
I mean, for maybe the escape.
I think it's the escape. Yeah.
The devil.
Or the devil. Or the devil. It's one of the two.
Now, after Tituba's testimony, the worst fears of the Salem community were confirmed. Witches were not only present in Salem, but at least 9 of them were working together in a conspiracy with Satan to torture their children and destroy their way of life.
Yeah, dude, that's 2 up from 7.
That's a lot.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Satan is there to torture your children, kill your children, and destroy your way of life.
Yeah. I wonder what that's like.
Yeah.
Now, after the first 3 accused witches were in jail, the afflicted girl started feeling a bit better. The only one who showed no change was Ann Putnam Jr., who seemed to be an actually very sick girl who needed treatment instead of blind indulgence.
Maybe if you think I'm sick, maybe that's because you're an agent of the devil.
No! Man, you can't just say
You're a
that.
witch.
Oh,
Someone bring me pogs.
fine, here you go. Here are your pogs.
Thank you.
Are you happy?
Former witch.
Thank you. It's very nice. You just saved my life.
You laugh, but it was a lot like that. Ann Putnam Jr. claimed to still be tormented by 2 additional specters. The first, in an accusation that was taken as seriously as death, was Sarah Good's 5-year-old daughter, the unfortunately named Dorcas.
Yeah, old Dorcas. I mean, you just don't hear that name anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I don't think you even heard it then.
Nah, I mean, Dorcas.
Actually, there was more than one Dorcas in Salem. There's more than one Dorcas in the story. Yeah. Now, even though and also Dorcas, that was another one of the nicknames that I had when I was a kid. Besides Marcus Farts, Dorcas Parks was
Yeah,
also.
that makes that I like.
Yeah.
That is
yeah.
fun and it makes sense.
Dorcas Parks.
That
Yeah.
actually.
Oh my
that tracks.
goodness gracious.
Actually, if I would have been like a chubby, nerdy kid, Dorcas Porks, that would have been a hell of a nickname.
Dorcas Porks is an incredible gay porn name.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
And I wish it was. And apparently it means a woman who's made clothing for the poor.
Dorcas and Titters come in for dinner. We're eating bones again.
Oh, that's right, because we were too busy fucking to do it.
Yeah.
For us to remember we were brother and sister.
Don't forget to lick the cat's asshole clean before you come in, Dorcas.
Don't worry, I already did it. You can tell by how brown my tip of my tongue is.
Fantastic.
Now, even though Dorcas Good was only 5, Ann Putnam Jr. claimed that this kindergartner thrust the devil's book towards her and demanded she sign it. And when Ann wouldn't, the 5-year-old bit, pinched, and choked her as viciously as any adult witch. The other accused person here, number 5 by my count, I think, was a recent addition to Samuel Parris's church who seldom hesitated to voice her opinions.
Yes.
In other words, a pain in the ass. Her name was Martha Corey, and she was the 3rd wife of a man named Giles Corey, who over the years had graduated from pain in the ass to real piece of shit.
Hey, all right?
Yeah.
I prefer a real piece of fucking shit.
It sounds like. What happened to your other 2 wives?
Hey, let's just say they're not wives anymore.
Did he kill his wives?
No, they just died. One died.
Yeah, they just died. You know,
Okay.
That happens a lot. But the thing is about this time is that, when a wife dies and all that, everyone's very sad. But when you're accused of being a witch, that wife's death very easily turns into a murder.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what really happened. Because witchcraft, you can do anything with witchcraft. You can give someone, if they die of a fever, you gave them that fever through witchcraft.
Oh.
It's very easy to do.
Fantastic.
So you jump off a bridge. Ooh, witchcraft. Made you jump off that bridge.
Exactly, yeah. Because, we'll talk about it because back in the day, there used to be many gods, right? There used to be many, many gods. And as we shifted to monotheism, what they had to do was come up with all these different ways to talk about the inner drives of human beings, which is why they invented demons.
It's like that film Inside Out.
I'm mad that he said it, but yeah, I mean,
I
technically,
suppose so.
I'm
No,
like upset
technically
that it does work, but yes.
It does work, yeah. Except for all the cuteness, it's demons.
Yeah.
And sins.
Ooh.
One of the emotions in Inside Out should have been fucking disturbingly horny. That should have been one of them.
It was for children. So.
Well, Giles was considered a, quote, very quarrelsome and contentious bad neighbor.
Fuck you, you're the bad neighbor.
No, I didn't even say anything to you.
I save my spot every day.
Can I get my lawnmower back?
He had once been in trouble for theft of dry goods, and he had almost certainly beaten a handyman to death. It was never definitively proven, but everyone knew that he beat the guy to death.
When I beat the guy to death, he's the one with the hammers.
Yeah. Can I get my lawnmower back again? Or?
Oh, yeah, you want me to reintroduce you to your fucking wife?
I don't even know.
Jesus, a fucking cow out there eating all the
Whoa,
grass all day.
Jesus,
You
buddy.
fucking piece of shit.
I didn't do anything to
I'm
you.
a bad neighbor.
Oh, I see.
Well, Giles was also known to threaten suicide to get his way, and he often threatened his sons with a specifically spiteful suicide in which he would kill himself and make sure that they took the blame if they didn't do what he said.
It's highly specific.
This is how I know that I was born on the East Coast, because my grandmother used to say fucking shit like this all the time.
Yeah, I believe it. It's a good little tool of manipulation, I suppose.
In other words, he was a bad dude, and his accusation would come on the heels of his wife's. See, once Martha Corey was accused by Ann Putnam Jr., a new addition to the afflicted, a servant named Mary Warren, also said that Martha Corey Spector was haunting around for pinches and pokes. What's interesting about the afflicted Mary Warren, though, is that she worked for a couple named John and Elizabeth Proctor. And Proctor was none too convinced that any of these witchcraft accusations were true, but not because he thought that witchcraft wasn't real. John Proctor believed that if anyone should be accused of witchcraft in the village, it should be the bewitched servant girls themselves and not the respectable women of the village like Martha Corey.
But I also feel like that's just going to get him into extra trouble.
Yeah, maybe.
And John Proctor, by the way, he was 60 years old, and he did not look like Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he
doesn't?
No.
No.
It's really weird how they do that in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Some people call it lies.
Right, it is.
But it's more like it's dramatic effect,
No,
where
it's
you
not
make it seem like
Well, what
everyone would be attractive in the time period.
What actor
Yeah.
should they have cast?
Danny DeVito. Like, it could have been anybody, no actor. A guy with a fucking hatchet face who is a disgusting the guy from The Witch.
Yeah, the guy
Okay.
yeah, the weird British man. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the Crucible was, of course, Arthur Miller took many artistic licenses with the Crucible. Like, for example, the supposed romance between John Proctor and Abigail Williams. The real Abigail Williams was 11 years old, and the real John Proctor was 60 years old.
Yeah, so she could be married for another 2 years.
Yeah, by
So what? Yeah, then it
Massachusetts
was
law.
like donkey cows.
Absolutely disgusting. Okay.
Well, since John Proctor was also a real piece of shit, when his servant Mary Warren started throwing fits and hurling accusations of witchcraft, he beat her until the fits and the accusations very abruptly stopped, implying that Mary might have just been joining in on the fun. But once Mary had her change of heart, saying, "Hey, I was just making shit up, sorry," the afflicted girls also had a change of heart and said that Mary Spector had joined the ranks of the witches.
Welcome
I
to
am
the
getting
show.
confused.
You wanted to buy tickets. It's just important to remember. Anytime you get confused, it's just any single person that says any single thing about any one of the accusers or the afflicted, they get wrapped into the story.
Oh.
So every single person that is remotely touches the story is now in the story.
Maybe they should just keep it down a little bit.
Maybe. Well, Mary Warren then spent 3 weeks in prison until she decided it was better to be amongst the afflicted rather than the accused.
Change teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she once again lapsed into fits.
Oh my goodness.
Why wasn't I on Drunk History?
Yeah, wow. Shirtless Henry shaking around.
Mary Warren then rejoined the ranks of her tormented sisterhood, while her masters, John and Elizabeth Proctor, they joined the ranks of first the arrested and then the condemned.
God fucking
It
damn
sounds
it,
like
man.
they're choosing dodgeball teams, but it's all about witchcraft and they can be killed.
Oh, the stakes were high.
Jeez.
Well, seemingly low on outsiders and disliked community members she could name, Ann Putnam Jr. made the first truly startling accusation. She named an elderly woman named Rebecca Nurse, who was a good Christian woman by all accounts, who was almost universally loved and respected.
They all loved her. The Anne Hathaway.
Oh.
Yeah. But as it happened time and again, as soon as one afflicted accused someone, the rest would follow, no matter who was accused. It's the most dangerous game of yes and that there's ever been.
Okay.
However, it is important to note that the 6 main girls were not the only ones hurling accusations, nor were all of the accusers Puritan. A middle-aged Quaker woman named Bathsheba Pope counted herself amongst the afflicted, and Tituba's husband, an enslaved man named John Indian, also came in and out of the proceedings to say he was being tortured by the specters of teenage girls. Now, in a move that I don't quite understand, Martha Corey was actually brought to the Putnam house to meet her accuser, Ann Putnam Jr., face to face. And predictably, the mere presence of an accused witch absolutely ruined the day of the afflicted. On this day, ruined her day, this is putting it lightly.
Yeah.
On this day, Ann Putnam Jr. fell into what were presumably full hallucinations the moment Martha Corey walked through her door. Anne crumbled, and her feet, head, and hands horribly contorted as she choked and writhed.
Whoa!
You just know everybody's just sitting there with their head in their hands, just been like, oh, fuck, who's next? Who's fucking next?
I mean, were they like that or were they thrilled?
I don't know. I think that you ever seen the Twilight Zone movie?
Mm-hmm.
When they're all afraid of the kid?
Yes.
In that one story? I think it's like that. I think they're all like, whatever you need, Anne. Oh, you want
It's a good thing that you did that. It's a good thing that you just accused the old woman that we all love of witchcraft. It's a good thing.
Thank you, Mother. Oh, tell me, I guess it's time for my 4th Pop-Tart of the morning.
Yeah, I guess so. Apparently they're healthy snacks.
Oh, my belly hurts. You're a witch.
God, man. I shouldn't have given you all those Pop-Tarts.
But when Ann Putnam Jr. wailed that Martha Corey was torturing her just by being there, Anne's tongue stuck out seemingly involuntarily, and she bit down hard, as if Martha was punishing Anne with witchcraft most foul.
At this point, you just got to be like, all right, you know what? I can see, I see that I'm affecting you. I'm going to go.
Well,
I'm going to get out of here.
What I would say is that if I was an accused witch at this time period, I think the goal is to start being like, then I curse you. And now I curse you. And you
lean
get
in.
everybody to do it, right? Because then we can all be like, is it working? Because then you can do with people like, I curse you. And then they have to go like, oh, then they have to act like they're going crazy. Oh, I'm getting pinches. And then you have everybody doing it, and then you run. Because then everybody's running and screaming, and then you go like,
Yeah.
I think if you do that, you very much risk getting an axe buried in your skull. Right there in front of everybody.
People
in front of
taking
the whole
this,
town.
People taking this real serious.
Yeah, point, counterpoint. Interesting.
Well, when Anne regained the power of speech, she said that she could see a yellow bird suckling blood between Martha's forefinger and middle finger. And from there, the hallucinations only got gorier, or at least the claims of hallucinations only got gorier. Anne cried that she was looking directly into the invisible world, which, as I said earlier, that's the catch-all term for the realm where specters did their dirty deeds, where familiars lived, and where the devil reigned absolutely.
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
And then this is where Aleister Crowley broke the mind of his intern.
Oh,
is in the invisible world when they were fighting in the desert together while when he fought the Agamemnon, I forget what it was.
Yeah, something like that. Abraxas, maybe. Yeah.
I gotta say, the invisible world's a great place to be a cat. Lick my asshole right, meow.
You're a guy. You're just a guy in a cat suit.
Yeah, I was trying to play a cat though. You really ruined it for me.
Good Lord! I mean, you're 6'7".
Will you lick my asshole?
I guess you'll make me if I don't.
Well, during this peek under the veil, 12-year-old Ann Putnam Jr. said that she saw a man skewered on a spit, roasting in her parents' hearth. Then she turned to Martha, pointed, and said,
Goody Corey, you'll be a turning of it.
No!
Yes, you're the man now, dog.
Now, this seems to be a pretty far-fetched hallucination for a 12-year-old Puritan girl. You might think, oh my God, how does this girl possibly just come up with this stuff off the top of her head? She's never seen a horror movie before. But the Putnams had taken in an orphan from the Maine frontier wars named Mercy Lewis, who may have contributed to this fantasy with her own reality. By 17 years of age, Mercy's parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and most of her cousins had all been killed in the recent wars against the native tribes in Maine. And she had no doubt repeated the stories of natives burning people alive, whether those stories were true or not. But it was true that her entire fucking family was dead and smoldering in a burnt-out village.
I mean, she experienced trauma.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah, dude. It sounds like they were pretty brutal wars.
They were extremely brutal on both sides.
Yeah.
And so, when Ann Putnam Jr. said that there was a person skewered on a spit in the fireplace, Mercy Lewis, the main refugee, grabbed a stick and repeatedly struck at the spot where the apparition was supposed to be, which supposedly caused it to flicker in and out of Ann's sight with each strike.
It's like playing with the antenna.
Yeah, it really is. It's just they were one wiffle ball away from just starting a game of baseball.
If they just got,
just
someone went in
come
there,
on, put a couple of bases out there. Outfielder, infielder. You got a game that you don't have to kill anybody in.
You know what this would have been good time for? Twister.
They would have not been allowed to play Twister. They would have ejaculated all over themselves.
But in the context of Twister, if you could say this is God's Twister, we're doing this for God. Only
Maybe if
God
they just had
can
everyone
play
lay
the shape.
straight.
Yeah, sure.
That would be their Twister.
And that's called Logs on a Map.
That's a fun game.
At that point, Mercy Lewis, certainly showing some PTSD here, she joined in on the hallucination and claimed that the specter of Martha Corey had struck her with an iron rod.
Oh.
And she fell to the floor in just as much torment as Anne. And at that moment, Martha finally left the house. But Mercy's fits had become so strong that it took 3 men to restrain her. And supposedly, later that night, as Mercy sat in the chair facing the burning hearth, the seat began inching towards the fire, and it took 3 men to stop Mercy from being thrown into the flames.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah, it is. That is scary.
Or perhaps it might be more accurate to say it took 3 men to stop Mercy from throwing herself into the fire.
That's just a horrifying scene, to be honest.
I actually
absolutely horrifying.
I got a little bit of a breakdown scientifically about mass hysteria from Joel, our researcher, that I actually thought was really interesting. And one thing it kind of talks about is how this what's kind of called mass sociogenic illness is one of the terms for it. Because we've talked about the concept that we're dealing with, which is conversion condition.
Disorder.
We're dealing with the conversion disorder, which actually I found out is not been debunked.
No.
There's a thing called functional neurological disorder that there is now a thing around they kind of talk about, which is this sort of like weird spell of symptoms that a bunch of people get. And there's one thing that's like, it's really interesting the way they trace it, that it seems to come from stress-related stimulus. On 8 symptoms that are typical with this type of hysteria. Symptoms with no plausible organic basics. Symptoms that are transient and benign, right? Symptoms with rapid onset and recovery. Occurrence in a segregated group. The presence of extraordinary anxiety. Symptoms that are spread via sight, sound, or oral communication. Doing this, being like, there's an apparition over there. And then everyone goes like, and they jump in and they act and they're doing it. They're fulfilling the fantasy. A spread that moves down the age scale, beginning with older and high status, right? Which is that's not true. It doesn't always happen. And a preponderance of female participants.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, it did absolutely happen that way. It's Samuel Paris coming out and saying the devil is real and he's coming for us. So yes, it does. It absolutely did happen that way.
Wow, very interesting.
Yeah. Now, by late March of 1692, 10 people had become afflicted by witchcraft in Salem, in a population of only about 550. To put that into perspective, if you applied that same ratio to New York City's population, you'd have 149,400 people being attacked by invisible specters and 8 million people taking it all deadly seriously.
I don't know. Have you been on the Q train?
Whoa, there it is, folks. He took down the Q train a notch. That Q train really had it coming for being a train that transports people to work, to and fro.
So I think these days, it's like the 1, 2, 3 is pretty bad, and the ACE, I think, is also taking a beating.
It's a lot of the trains, to be honest.
That's 6 of the train.
4, 5, 6 is also the Green Line's not doing great.
It's not doing well either, no.
Yeah, I actually think the numbers might hold.
Yeah.
Over 100,000 witches in New York City.
Now, as far as why the witch panic gained so much traction so fast, the answer is simple. The people in charge took it seriously. See, not only did the local magistrates take it seriously, but Deputy Governor Thomas Danforth, arguably the only person even close to being in charge of something here, he traveled to Salem with 4 assistants to take part in the examinations.
Honestly, that's a fun freaking trip, dude.
It is.
You're like, all right, well, we got to go handle these witches. Yeah. But the thing is what we're going to find out is that the crown itself is going to be real upset. They do all of this.
She's always upset.
I think it was the man, baby,
Well, episode 501 So talented.
Now, Deputy Governor Danforth could have easily walked into that meeting house in Salem and shut the whole thing down before even a trial occurred, because he had every right and power to do so. But instead, he participated and provided tacit approval in the process.
Can I maybe say it was just easier to do than any of his other jobs?
Yeah, and it was just like it was the easiest thing on the checklist, and it's one of those things you just keep doing the easy thing over and over again instead of doing the hard stuff.
Yeah, it pretty
Because
much
the
was
road
black
is,
and white.
The
You know what I
road
mean?
is real. You know, they have to fix the road.
Yeah, but that's very complicated.
But like the invisible realm.
Yeah, that's anything can happen.
I can do that.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, you just show up and you just hang a bunch of people and you leave.
And that's
easy.
the end of the series, folks. And I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank you for their support over the years.
Well, furthermore, when Danforth returned home, he told damn near everyone, hey, witchcraft is infesting Salem. And he told everybody, everywhere. And he therefore spread the panic throughout the entire colony. Now, all of Massachusetts knows that there is witchcraft in Salem. And not only that, but the only man in charge, is telling him that witchcraft is real. Now, I don't mean to be cynical here.
Whoa.
Please don't be that, Marcus.
But with the new government coming in, because remember, they're transitioning from one charter to the other. They're transitioning into the, English law, Puritan rule charter. I'm sure Danforth wanted to hold on to his position. Therefore, a crisis like this would be the perfect excuse for him to stay in power, to be transitioned over from one to the other, because the old chestnut of not switching horses midstream, that's been in use by politicians for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Because first of all, you have to get the second horse there.
Well,
into the middle of the stream, right? And yes, my first horse, 'tis already wet and covered in mud.
Titters the horse.
Oh, Titters. And you know how he longed to be a mother, if you can tell by his udders, but simply this because of the weight distribution that poor little Titters suffered
Poor
from.
Titters, yeah.
But I will say, you daren't switch a horse midstream, because then you have 2 wet horses and 9 wet people looking at the horses.
All right.
But for a specific modern parallel, outside of how George W. Bush won in 2004, this tacit approval of a satanic panic by an authority figure is exactly what happened with QAnon.
What?
And instead of stamping it out as an obviously stupid and not even that clever prank perpetrated by the worst of the image boards, certain people in power and certain authority figures gave it credence. And now we've got multiple people in Congress who have all the sense and mentality of a true believing 17th century witch finder.
Which I always thought was going to happen for Scientology. But honestly, I always thought this was going to happen for Scientology, but they couldn't get their fucking shit together.
Nope.
And that's because as soon as LRH was gone, as soon as he volunteered his
Last
body.
name Hubbard, and I believe there's a Hubbard in this story.
There
isn't
is.
there?
But as soon as he gave it up, they couldn't fucking figure out what to do with themselves. They couldn't find their dick with a lasso. When it comes down to it, the Scientologists should be there, not the QAnon people.
Oh my goodness, he's spitting fire today, folks.
But that's how it jumped, and that's how things jumped in Salem as well. In Salem, it jumped from just this thing that's going on in Salem that might have fizzled out. That's how it jumped to a colony-wide thing where people actually get executed because the governor went in and said, hey, this is real. Everybody, this is absolutely real. Same way as like QAnon would have stayed on the internet. It would have been a fun, stupid internet conspiracy theory.
A nice little LARP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because people, in power validated it, it made a jump. When I was in Texas this weekend, I saw a Q flag amongst many other flags. This shit is in the real world now because the people in power said, yeah, that's cool.
Marcus, that was actually a taping of Sesame Street, and the letter of the day was Q.
His paranoia has gotten very intense.
It's a little bit strange. Absolutely. This is a thought virus.
Yeah.
That's what's happening here.
So on the second round of public examinations, the magistrates started with Martha Corey, repeating their previous pattern of accusations, insinuations, and leading questions. By now, though, the afflicted were starting to solidify their act. They reacted to every movement Martha Corey made, crying out if she bit her lip, showing bruises if Martha clenched her hand, or feeling general pain from pretty much any movement.
God, I can just see, it seems like theater training. And a 1 and a 2, let's take it again.
It's very similar.
Are you biting your lip? She's biting her lip, take it again.
Everybody's doing it now.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, these girls performed together enough where they got the instinct, they all performed in concert with each other.
They're like the Harlem Globetrotters of witches.
Yeah. Well, at this point, the Quaker Bathsheba Pope joined in, saying that she felt as if her bowels were being torn out by Martha's diabolical and invisible machinations.
Yes, I'm in your butt.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I don't know.
I may be sleeping over here, but when I'm asleep, I'm in your butt.
Is it possible it's just menopause?
More like menopause.
I'm gonna kill you.
This is about misogyny.
And to make her stop, Bathsheba threw her muff at Martha.
Wait,
But
what?
This is back in the it's
Her
a
hand
glove.
muff. People
It's a
still
glove.
use them. No, it's not. But it's those. It's the muff. It's the thing that's
No,
made
they
out
don't
of a
use
fox. That's people still use those.
When was the last time you saw someone use them?
I mean, it was on
Ow.
Melania. Which tells you all you need to
Melania.
know about muffs.
Christmas. Fuck Christmas.
Yeah. But since muffs aren't exactly aerodynamic, she threw the muff. It didn't make it. So Pope took off one of her shoes and threw it at Martha's head.
Oh, that'll work. That's a projectile.
And after Martha Corey managed to stay almost perfectly still and the girls finally calmed down, the afflicted claimed that they were made privy to the fact that Martha Corey had signed a contract with the devil for 10 years of service, of which 4 remained. And for this, Martha Corey was sent to jail.
So she's still on her rookie contract.
Yes. So these are over. Well, all of these accusations are happening over several days, correct? Like the idea is that they're bringing them back to. So it goes back and forth from the tavern to the meeting hall.
Well, there's the accusation first, and then there's the examination, because they got to make it feel at least a little bit official. They've got to
Yes,
put
you're
they've
right.
got to put a sheen of law onto this and onto all these proceedings.
Good Lord.
Rise from your grave.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Ben Kissel here with Henry Zabrowski. Yeah, it's me, man. Yeah, bro. Henry Zabrowski is smoking some of that sweet last podcast on the left, babe. So go out there and purchase yourself some. I hope you enjoy it. We have sativa, we have indica, and we have a hybrid. And I have to tell you, from my personal experience, they are wonderful.
Super tasty live resin. You really get that delicious weedy taste, which is what I like. And 3 different experiences. You go to your local vape store and get it.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you on the road and get that vape, put it in your brain, and have a good time.
And if you want us at your favorite weed store, give them a call and ask for them by name. Last podcast on the left, it's weed.
Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
Well, up next was, no shit, the 5-year-old daughter of Sarah Good.
Dorcas!
Little
Dorcas.
Get
Little
Dorcas on
is
the
back.
stand. Free Dorcas. Free Dorcas.
Well, as soon as the child entered the court, the afflicted acted the same way they'd acted with elderly Martha Corey. And still, they flinched and winced even after an officer of the court held the little girl down to keep her from moving. Because she's, after all, 5 years old.
And you'll know where little Dorcas was because every place she sat, there's a little cheese doodle.
Got a little goldfish. She's got a little cheese goldfish. They're everywhere.
She's so funny. And it goes down Dorcas's throat like her throat's a river.
Dorcas, get the fuck out of my office.
No.
That's all I can see. Be like, Dorcas, get off my exercise bike.
I feel like it's like, Dorcas, get in my office. Dorcas, get the fuck
Get
out of my
out
office.
of my office.
Dorcas, stop it.
Dorcas,
Stop it.
Stop eating your own ear. How are you even doing that?
we need to name our dog. Next dog.
Oh, next dog is Dorcas.
Oh, yeah, Dorcas. Well, after the afflicted cried out that the specter of Dorcas Good had bitten them, and after they showed bite marks on their skin that they'd no doubt done themselves, the magistrates ordered the kindergartner to jail, where she was shackled in iron like all the others to prevent her from doing further witchcraft.
She's like a real life My Little Monster.
Yeah.
They put her in cuffs.
She's a regular Greta Thornburg.
She's really. I don't know if those are comparisons that really work.
I don't know what she does.
Well, of course, she's being used by a lot of people, much like Dorcas was.
Now, the iron shackles were both convenient and a bit of a problem for the afflicted. And here's where playing by the illogical rules of witchcraft accusation got more people into trouble. Where I say illogical rules, it's more like they're playing by the rules, and the rules have their own logic to them. And in order to keep this going, you have to follow the logic of the witchcraft rules the whole time. And the logic of witchcraft rules just brings more and more people in. It's a vortex that just keeps getting bigger and faster.
May I steal a term from Marcus? Cui bono? It's much like how Donald Trump, because he's got his live golf courses, and they're financed by the Saudis. So now he doesn't know who did 9/11. You move, you change who did 9/11. We don't know.
What did 9/11?
What happened? Strong wind?
What was 9/11?
What's the deal with 9/11?
When was 9/11?
Soon they're just going to bake your whole head in the cheese.
Well, concerning iron, it was believed that if a witch was shackled in iron, she, like a fucking fairy, would lose his or her powers as long as they were kept in iron.
They couldn't be touched. It does. It hurts magic. Iron hurts magic.
Okay.
But the girls, the afflicted, they needed to have constant tormentors to keep everything going. So when one person was shackled, they had to name more names. This, of course, cuts both ways. If a girl was suffering from the aforementioned conversion disorder, then her symptoms would not have stopped because the imagined witch was in jail, because their lives did not change from sucky and hard to awesome and easy in any meaningful way. Their symptoms are not going to go away.
It's almost as if they were hoping that there would be a change. And then when all of the drama happened and then nothing got changed and actually got worse, it's almost like they realized, like, we are actually all now in an incredible amount of shit.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they realized at one point that, like, oh no, like they snapped out of it. It wasn't witches. I think that they thought that they were still we're still being afflicted by something. Something is happening here. So logically, there's got to be other witches around. There has to be, because these other witches, the ones that I thought that were that were doing it, they're in iron. So there's got to be more witches around.
They're in
so
special witch jail. Like they can't they're in the Magneto glass prison.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they logically had to name more names because I think they were also trying to please these authority figures who had told them, you are bewitched. You know, you are bewitched. There's something, a witch is fucking with you. And I think most likely that this is the case with only a couple of the girls. I think a lot of them were talking out of their ass. I think Ann Putnam Jr., certainly, and probably Mercy Lewis were suffering from conversion disorder, and that this was sort of their how they manifested it. Although I could be wrong. I might be wrong completely. I wasn't there at 1692. Who fucking knows?
Nice.
No one's accusing you of being there, Marcus.
You're a witch!
You're a witch!
You're a witch!
Wait, what? I called him a witch!
Hey, that guy, that's what you get for calling him a witch.
God damn it.
And I'm the only person who's safe because I am a witch.
Oh, okay. Sucky and hard sounds like two thieves that only steal licorice.
You're being cute today.
Well, when it came to girls making shit up, though, because there certainly were a few of those, it's possible that they either weren't ready for the game to end or they thought that they'd already gone too far to stop now. Because admitting to making false witchcraft accusations, that was also a crime. Not capital, but it was a crime.
It was a crime.
Okay, so you wouldn't die, though.
No, not necessarily. But there's also, I think there's subtler forces at work here, too. I think there's a little bit of there's two ends. There's the view that these are people trying to find agency in a full-on misogynist theocracy, right? This idea that they're trying to find a way to gain some kind of power by flipping it on their heads and making sure now everyone has to listen to the little girls, even though before they were non-existent. But then there's the other side of the same exact coin does giving into the narrative that the witches are real actually help the patriarchy? Does it help fuel it by completing a circuit, by saying, like, we are now the other elements that make what you say about witches being real, so now we're actually completing a incomplete picture.
Okay.
These girls gained no power whatsoever. Not at all. All they did was they got 25 people killed. That's it. They did not gain any power at all.
Well, let's not say that's it. I mean, it's a lot. It's like, I don't want to say impressive, but they definitely accomplished what they wanted
When
to
we
do.
get to the end of our series, we will show that they did go too far.
Yeah.
I know. I'm stepping on
really?
it.
What?
Now, to the point of keeping things going, the afflicted couldn't very well keep saying the same things over and over again. In order to up the stakes once more, an afflicted girl claimed that the godly Rebecca Nurse and about 40 other witches.
Yeah, dude.
They had invaded the lands of Samuel Paris to hold a devil's supper.
Don't be late.
Oh, I don't want to be late.
Cocktail hours at 5:30.
I'll be there.
And we're cutting it off at 6:30 so you don't interrupt the seating chart.
What is this, Holden's wedding?
In a perversion of the Lord's Supper, that was the Holy Communion. The Devil's Supper involved taking a communion of the blood of an innocent.
Evil.
I mean, it's not that different.
No, it's the blood of an innocent.
Well,
not
Jesus
the
was
blood of
giving you his
Jesus.
blood. Yeah,
Yeah, so Jesus was guilty?
No, he's making you drink his fucking blood.
But
No,
he
but
was-
that's just wine. That's just wine. That's transubstantiation. This is the literal blood of an innocent.
Yeah, little new blood.
It's real blood. It's real blood. Okay.
Yeah. And in this case, the blood belonged to Paris's niece, Abigail Williams. Well, Abigail Williams said that she was ordered to eat of the devil's supper, her own blood. And when she refused, she was choked.
Yes, now I'll see what you can eat. I know I was trying to make you eat, but now I'm choking you.
Whoa.
So you can't eat.
I know. Now I want to eat.
The devil's trickery.
Dang it.
Well, according to her and two other girls, the devil's supper was presided by who else but the devil.
It is my supper after all.
Again, man, you're like this all-powerful evil entity.
I'm also a caterer.
This is it, huh?
Yep.
The devil who showed up to give communion was, they said, a fine, grave man, and all the witches were made to tremble when he came.
Hope you ladies are ready to orgasm.
I guess so.
'Cause that's what women
Wow.
like. Well, I'll talk a little bit on the idea of where Satan even came from. The idea of the satanic mass. Where it seemed to come from was a little bit I was alluding to before, right? So at some point, there were many gods.
Naturally, of course.
There was many gods and many agents of God. There was many like spirits and nymphs, and they all took care of the bad things. But
Sure.
at some point, we wanted to have one God.
Not created by humans at all.
No way. Certainly not arbitrarily created over hundreds of years of various councils to all decide what this mysterious book of poetry that was somehow delivered to them, not written by people, that was delivered to them, that they had to figure out what God was and how he reacted.
Right.
And so what they did was that they made up Satan because they needed somebody else. So because if there's just one God, then that means that God is also the same God that makes all the bad things. Like he makes all the good
Absolutely.
stuff, but he also makes the hair lips. With Joaquin Phoenix, he made his lunch off of that one.
Well, absolutely.
But
And there's
certain
nothing
people
wrong.
didn't.
Absolutely.
Nothing
know what I
wrong
mean?
with it at all.
There's
Nothing wrong at all.
But I'm just saying, there's also, babies having babies.
Babies. Sure, I'm loving watching you struggle.
That's true. Babies
Yeah.
having babies.
Baby
That's
having
also yeah.
babies.
That's not
the
God, that's
devil.
not what you expect that God would do that. Babies having
Right.
babies.
There you go.
that's bad.
Fantastic.
That's a
so
bad one.
basically,
That's
you
bad.
need
One. Earthquakes,
Yes.
Earthquakes.
tornadoes, any sort of
Anything-
natural
anything
disaster.
else.
Really.
Babies having
Anything
babies.
that's bad.
Yeah,
Anything
Fire,
that's bad.
like when you bite into a hot pocket and you think it's good and it's not and it burns your mouth.
It's
Yes.
always, you never get the right temperature.
Yes.
That's the devil.
That's the devil.
Right.
Season 4 of Westworld
Oh, I
was
can't.
made by the devil
I can't.
himself. And so the idea is you had to create an evil god. So they created this. But then ever since, so like as soon as Christianity came out of the spiritual vagina, it splintered into many different factions. And so what the main church, what first it started with the Roman church and the Greek church or all that kind of shit, the main the pantheistic religions, they wanted to smash little Christianity outbreaks by calling them cannibals and saying they do all this evil shit. But really what it came from was a thing called agape, which actually was the supper that someone in a Christian society, one of like a person that was well earned, would host a dinner where people would come and hang out and they would all, they do a prayer thing.
Agape.
But
Yeah, it
what
means open, agape.
it also then quickly got turned into the idea of the bacchanalia, that actually they all get together, they have big gay incest orgies, right? Their
Fantastic.
fathers fucking mothers and fathers fucking daddies and fathers fucking their sons and all
Really
that shit.
getting into detail
Yeah,
there.
and all the cannibal shit. But it really what it turned into was like those were all split offs because the people that were truly accused of that were these things that they called the dualists, the people that believed that they were a unknowable creator god, the Gnostics, and then a tangible god that normal Christians would worship that created this evil material world. Right. Well, it's interesting.
Right.
It was split apart, but the Cathars, which was like one famous group of them, they were constantly labeled as cannibals. They do these big
Right.
crazy gay orgies and all this kind of shit. But really, what they
Seems
did,
like you're really focused on the gay orgies.
they were the ones doing it all.
Okay.
They were,
I mentioned that a few times.
but they were just weird. Like
When did they kiss each other?
they the top and the bottom. They are the same. It's
Top and the bottom. Okay. Begin and end with kissing.
Incest and cannibalism and maleficorum were really big. The idea of little tiny witchery, like bad magics. And part of what the Cathars were, though, really, were just like the guy that doesn't talk at IT, who's like super into vor, who's always like on the tambourine subreddit.
Oh, interesting.
And you know what they say about tambourines?
What?
Gay incest orgy.
I don't know. It seems like you're really hung up on that.
But this has been around for a long time. Satan
Are you
was
Q?
never. No, I'm P.
Oh, you're P. Okay. Interesting, though.
Well, with the revelation that 40 witches had participated in the Devil's Supper, all bets were off as far as who could be accused, because the ranks had to be filled up somehow with someone.
You can just see the devil be like, how am I going to feed these 40 people?
I am stressed out.
Absolutely. Can you stop accusing people here? I actually cooked for 3. And now you're telling me there's 40 people coming to my dinner? God dang it. It sucks.
I guess I'll make 7 pounds of macaroni.
Yeah, well, macaroni's great. Fills you up. It's cheap.
I like this outlaw country bassist devil voice you got going on.
That's actually a little trick.
Start telling stories about Waylon any second now.
Yeah. It's actually a little trick with the kids, man. Spaghetti.
Yeah, they
don't know. It's very cheap.
Well, furthermore, the Salem Witch Trials are a prime case of in for a penny, in for a pound. Because if you believe one claim, you have to believe every claim. Basically, it's how you go from Hillary Clinton had a weird party with a performance artist to Tom Hanks is a blood-drinking pedophile on adrenochrome locked in a battle with JFK Jr. for the soul of the world.
Prove he's not. Prove he's fucking not. All right?
Not our Tom Hanks.
Where was he?
He was a 13-year-old who made a wish to become large, and then he had sex with a volleyball for a while. He died a sad death in Philadelphia.
Love Tom Hanks.
Yeah, love him.
Now, in the next round of examinations, the magistrates decided to test the accused by asking them to recite the Lord's Prayer, because it was believed that anyone aligned with the devil would be physically unable to do so. But this test is not as simple as you might think. When I say that they would be unable to recite the Lord's Prayer, it would be more accurate to say that they could not recite the Lord's Prayer perfectly.
Yes.
It wouldn't be like you tried and you couldn't even get through Our Father who art in heaven and be like, no. The deviation of just a single word or a single mispronunciation of any word throughout the entire Lord's Prayer, that was evidence of witchcraft, because it's not that you fucked up, it's that you couldn't do it.
I know exactly. I'm not going to. Yes, the Lord's Prayer, simple.
Go for it.
Our Father,
No.
Okay, well, Our Father,
Oh, man, no.
who is in Bethlehem. Our Father, who
Our
is in
Father.
Philadelphia, hallowed be thy gunk.
Man, you are...
Thy pigeon come, thy ringman done on earth as it is in St. Petersburg.
You're a witch.
Florida.
You're
You know
actually a
what?
witch.
Honestly, I'll take it.
Yes.
I hate public speaking.
I can tell you're very nervous.
Well, for example, during the second round of examinations, one of the accused said, as he was reciting the Lord's Prayer, he said, "Deliver us from evil," which that's how I've always known it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Deliver us from evil. No, the real line is "Deliver us from all evil."
Got you, bitch.
Yeah.
You never had it right, dude.
Yeah.
Our Father who art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth
as
On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Wow.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the power, the kingdom, and glory forever. Amen.
Not
You're
a
going to
witch
kill
right
me
now.
because I fucking forgot the word all? You're going to kill me?
They
Yeah.
will. Literally, they will.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Yeah, since the accused had said the popular version, which is the one we all know, that person failed the test, and the failure was used as evidence of witchcraft.
But isn't evil all evil by nature?
Do you know that there's 2 other stanzas to Inagana Devita? You're not psychedelic.
God damn it.
Yeah, and another person, when they tried doing it, they said, "Hallowed be thy name," instead of "Hallowed be thy name." So again, therefore, witch.
Killer.
Splitting hairs.
Yep. Well, I mean, hey, that's what it's all about. That's the whole fucking game. Now, during this round, the accusers roped in Martha Corey's husband, Giles Corey, making him the first, but certainly not the last man accused during the Salem Witch Trials.
Yeah, I'm a fucking witch.
All right.
And a bad neighbor. Don't forget that.
Yep.
It's so less sexy when it's a guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
But during Corey's examination, instead of staying perfectly still to avoid the noises of agony made by the afflicted, Giles Corey, waved his hands in the air and, shook them around.
Come on,
Is he like Marcus Bachman?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, he wasn't mincing across the stage. He was waving
No,
his
he was
hands.
waving.
More like
Honestly,
jazz hands. Think jazz hands.
I can kind of see this because you ever do one of those public areas where you can wave your hands through arches and to make noises. It's fun soundscape.
Or like a
Oh.
theremin. Yeah.
He's just doing it with all the afflicted girls. He's just going you go, you go.
All right. He's like Ike Turner out there, just,
He is.
forcing these people to perform.
I think he also understands that his time is going to be up pretty certain, and now what he's got to do is be a bastard to the very fucking end.
I guess so.
That's what I like about Giles Corey.
Well, I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to see how far they can take it. Because he's sitting there thinking, these girls are faking it. What the fuck are they doing? They can't scream forever. So let's
they will stop.
Yeah,
eventually.
they will stop eventually. So let's do it. But they stopped him from doing it. Before they really let him go for it, they tied his hands behind his back. So
Yeah.
he couldn't do it anymore.
Wow.
Now also that makes him super guilty looking, right?
Yeah, it
Yep.
does.
Because it makes it look like he tormented the girls on purpose. But in a somewhat creepy moment that shows that the new metal head tilt is timeless, Giles tipped his head to the side during his testimony, and the afflicted girls all tilted their head the same way.
That's scary,
That's
man.
funny. It is scary, man.
I would be like, if I was sitting there drinking, I'd be like, I'll have another beer. That's scary, man.
Yes.
Then when Giles Corey exasperatedly sucked in his cheeks, the girls did that as well.
You're copying me. Stop copying me.
And so, after hurling a fair amount of vile, puritanical insults at the afflicted, Giles was sent to jail to join his wife, Martha.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck. Now I'm in what? In jail with my wife?
Oh, come on.
Up next, though, was a creature of pure chaos. A troll who would have certainly been right at home on 8chan. Her name was Abigail Hobbs, and her only purpose in the Salem Witch Trials was to royally fuck with everyone involved. In other words, she did it for the lulz.
What else do you need me to do for you, Mr. J?
That's horrifying.
She is
You're
Harley
not-
Quinn.
you're not Harley Quinn. No,
just
you're
said,
not Harley Quinn.
Imagine me as Harley Quinn.
I don't want to do that.
Hey, Mr. J.
I already-
You want to see what's in my short shorts?
I already saw a lot of alternate universe Harley Quinns at Comic-Con, and everyone's beautiful in their own way. I just don't need you to do that impression.
Yeah, okay,
No, I don't like
Mr. J.
No, I'm
Look
not
at
crossing.
my crop top.
You're shirtless. It's. I wish that people could see this horrific image.
I have the same cup size as Margot Robbie.
But you're not Australian.
Yeah,
You're
that's right.
The only difference.
The only difference.
While Abigail Hobbs could have easily joined the ranks of the afflicted, she chose instead, even at great personal cost, to play the part of the witch, to throw as many wrenches as she could into the situation to make things even worse in Salem. This is a girl who liked to gunk up the works. And while it's tempting to say, fuck yeah, what a groovy chick, man, she fucking upended the entire system, it's important to note that her trolling greatly contributed to the execution of 19 people and the deaths of 6 more. Again, the modern parallels are astounding.
I was never like, well, that's cool.
No, it's
We're
bad.
like, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
They
Yeah.
kill a lot of innocent people.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hobbs' claims of involvement in witchcraft raised the entire affair to another level, because where before you had only an enslaved person confessing to being a witch, and a reluctant one at that, you now had a community member saying that she not only practiced witchcraft, but she did so of her own free will, and she loved it.
Whoa!
Yeah, I sucked the devil's dick. I also played with his fucking balls, and then I took him out to dinner, and then I bought him dessert. Yeah!
That's
What
a
are
nice
you
night
gonna
at the
do?
Cheesecake
Come
Factory.
on.
Wow.
Well, Hobbs openly bragged that she feared nothing and had, quote, sold herself body and soul to the old boy.
Every hoe's spoken for.
Yeah, man. It seems like it's just you're going into great detail on that.
Yeah, now I'm all, what's fun about one hole is that eventually it turns into the other hole.
I suppose so.
And that's about the closest anyone came to mentioning sex in all of these proceedings, is that sold herself body and soul.
Wow.
Now, almost casually, Hobbs would tell women she didn't like that she could and would call upon Satan at any moment to raise nearby spirits for torment if they didn't do what she said to do. And all this was most likely, it's most likely done out of a certain teenage rebellion. It's a lot like Damien Eccles. Him playing shit, people calling him devil worshiper and him playing it up because he thought it was funny.
Yeah, because he was just a high school kid and he didn't commit a murder. Yeah.
He didn't think it was possible that they would believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they did. But this is interesting. I actually talked about this on Top Hat this past week as a little side story. But there was a woman that went to an execution. She was going to witness the guy. He killed his girlfriend in 94. He's going to be executed. But they kicked her out because her skirt was 1.5 inches above her knee. So the problem wasn't the fact that we're just executing this person for sport, basically. It was that she showed her kneecap, so she had to wear a...
Disgusting.
Isn't that crazy? So we're still there.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, though, Abigail Hobbs was another one of those Maine refugees from the frontier wars. But she flipped it to the metal side by saying that she'd met the devil 4 years earlier at Casco Bay, prior to her arrival in Salem, and she had been in the devil's service ever since.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what his boat's like.
Yeah, what was it like?
Long.
Yeah, was it a sailboat or a
No.
motorboat?
No, it's just that. Fuck you. How dare you doubt what I have to say? Yeah, I was in the devil's boat last year, and you trying to get me to describe it.
I didn't even say anything.
You're witch too.
God damn.
Yeah. Good work, Anne. You crazy little toddler. All you guys are crazy.
I hate this episode of Rugrats.
No, Abigail Hobbs she is truly the person who destroys lives.
Oh,
So
you
they
guys
just-
are. Let me guess. All you guys are into the devil now. I was into the devil 4 years ago. Okay.
I can't. I'm sorry that it's cool now.
What's really fascinating, though, is the fact that since Abigail Hobbs fully and completely admitted to being a witch, the first to do so without hesitation, the afflicted girls showed no signs whatsoever of any discomfort during her examination in court, even though they were being faced with a witch who was waving her arms going, I'm a witch, I'm a witch, I'm a witch, I'm a witch,
they
I'm a
didn't
witch.
like her.
I'm a witch, I'm a witch.
So they were like, you ain't a witch.
What could happen was, man, they're stealing their shine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. You come in because now it's like, oh, fuck. Now we got a pro in here. We were all having fun. We were the first ones in. Now she's in here. She's taking up all the oxygen. And also, or were they just watching and learning?
Maybe. But while Hobbs was certainly giving herself up as a witch, she also, in the process, put her entire family into the jackpot with her.
Oh, I'm not having children.
We're
now.
not having children.
I'm telling you, man, she's just a person who fucking destroys like a human tornado.
Honestly, it's like when Casey Anthony brought her family into the story.
Oh, very much so.
Well, since witchcraft was seen as a corruption that could be taught, a witch's family members always risked suspicion by association. And so when questioned, although Hobbs, she showed contrition for her time as Satan's naughty little girl.
I must have been too naughty for me to be here in jail, Mr. J.
Oh, God, stop it.
Teach me.
You're not. Oh, my God. I love Smoker's Cough, Harley Quinn. Yeah.
You want to go get some donkeys?
Oh, God, you're so aggravating.
Well, when questioned, Hobbs freely offered up her parents as witches and
Yeah,
said, like,
and witches too.
I fucking turned them. I turned them. I was the one who did it.
Daddy always wanted a piece of my snapper.
Oh, my God. Harley?
And their parents joined her in jail along with all the others.
Oh, God. What do you say to your daughter at that point?
I'd just be like, who else is a witch, honey? That's what I would do.
Next up were the bishops, Edward and Sarah. And this one is, for me, I hate this one the most because Edward and Sarah Bishop sound truly like just a couple of regular fucking people trying to make lives in this weird-ass place.
Yeah.
They were accused because they ran an unlicensed tavern with gambling out of their home.
They were cool.
Yeah, and because Edward had allegedly encouraged his children to, quote, abuse the neighbor's swine, which, put in modern terms, he said, hey, go fuck around with the neighbor's pig. Just go fuck around with the pig. Just go fuck with the pig. I don't know. You don't kick it. No, don't kick it. Just like pull its fucking tail or something.
I sure wish that those neighbor kids would leave me alone. But when it comes down to it, I guess it's their freedom. Everything else sucks around here.
Absolutely, little piggy.
Now, Sarah was further accused of causing the suicide of a woman named Goody Trask. Goody Trask, after an argument with Sarah Bishop, had gone home immediately and cut her jugular vein open with a pair of scissors.
Mama.
And she died. She bled to death.
Yeah.
What didn't help matters was that Edward Bishop, perhaps only in jest, and this is why I think they're just fun people, he said in public many times that his wife was so familiar with the devil that she sat up nights, quote, chatting with the fiend.
You're all having fun. Yeah, she knows the devil. Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's a funny guy. We have a good time with him.
Maybe he nicknamed his penis the Fiend.
No.
So a great character in the WWE it was, anyway.
Now, by this point, it was becoming obvious to people that you were either on the side of the court or on the side of the devil. Because if people didn't participate in these accusations in some way, or if they participated and changed their mind, they would be accused. For example, a deputy named John Willard, who had himself arrested many witchcraft suspects and had even helped Ann Putnam Jr. during her afflictions, he resigned because he thought that innocent people were being accused willy-nilly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say because he arrested himself, which is kind of adorable if he has something to drink and he puts handcuffs on himself.
Okay.
I've done it again. No, citizen's arrest. I'm going to go sleep in the jail.
Okay. Good joke is, I always wanted to sleep in the jail.
And within days, Ann Putnam Jr. said that Deputy Willard was now amongst her witchy tormentors.
Yep.
Yep, that checks out. Okay.
Just by saying, hey, I don't think we should be arresting the sweet old lady.
Right.
Now, from Salem Village, the witch panic began to spread far beyond even Massachusetts. 250 miles away in Stamford, Connecticut, a servant girl said that she felt a prickling and pinching in her breast while gathering herbs. She then spent the next 2 days weeping and falling to the floor, followed by another 13 days of being haunted by a spectral cat who alternately cajoled and threatened her.
Growl. I see
growl?
you crying. I see you a pussy. Growl.
Are you a jellicle cat?
Get stronger. It is me, the cat.
Yeah. Hey,
So stop crying because you look ugly when you're crying. You're gross when you cry.
That's not very nice of you. What do you
Okay.
want me to do to you?
I want you to suck my little cat fucking dick till I come in your mouth.
Oh, thank you. So I love this series.
But if not, I'll take some tuna fish.
All right, here you go.
Growl.
Jellicle cat. He's a jellicle cat.
Now, with each round of accusations, the types of people accused got more and more unlikely. See, in the first round, it was just a couple of weird, off-putting old ladies that nobody liked. No big deal. On the second, though, you had people of a little higher standing. You had Rebecca Nurse. She was actually well respected in the community. She was a good woman of God. She was the one who proved that any woman could be accused.
Oh, yeah.
On the fourth round, though, the afflicted finally got around to accusing a bona fide reverend named George Burroughs.
Yeah,
which
man.
opened the door for absolutely anyone in Salem to be accused. However, Burroughs was still somewhat of an outsider, even though he was a minister. It wasn't like he was well liked. See, he'd been one of the 3 aforementioned ministers who had popped in and out of Salem in the years leading up to the hire of Samuel Parris.
And I wonder why nobody's guys wanted to be the pastors of the town.
God, this is scary, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Burroughs had come under suspicion for a number of reasons. First, while most ministers were expected to be open and engaged with the community, Burroughs was withdrawn and private. He was a weird guy. Second, he was exceedingly strong, which was considered odd for a man who should have spent his days reading the Bible instead of participating in physical activity. Where did you get that strength but from the devil?
I got a gripper. I got one of those.
Yeah, there's a little
grippers.
hand gripper. Yeah, that's the devil story.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought I was making my grip.
No, I'm sorry. Do you have a Nordic track? Is that a Nordic track that I see? That's the devil's toy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
This costs $2,000.
Do you know that Suzanne Summers pussy machine? The one that strengthens the Thigh Master? That's the devil's toy, too.
Lastly, Burroughs was fond of toads, which was considered a bit odd. Not to mention the fact that toads are a classic witch's familiar.
So he's strong and he likes toads.
Yes, because kissing a cat on the butthole was one way to start a satanic mass, and the other one's to kiss a frog on the mouth.
Mm-hmm. but it's just Burroughs. Just I like my frog.
I like
my frog.
This
My
is my
frogs are
frog.
my friends. I like my frogs.
What's nice about a frog is that they all share their lily pad. None of them fight.
It's
We
nice.
could all learn something from frogs.
I love a good frog. I mean, they're a little creepy, but I like them.
Now, Burroughs left his minister post in Salem in 1683, 9 years prior to the trials. This was not because he was kind of witchy. He didn't leave because he was kind of witchy. He left because the people of Salem stopped paying him because they didn't like him, which is the same shit they were trying to do with Paris before witchcraft so coincidentally struck his home.
All right, my car is literally in the pothole in the road, guys. So can we just figure out who's going to pay for this?
Yep.
George Burroughs then spent the next 8 years or so in Maine at a house that was reported to be haunted, curiouser and curiouser.
Ooh.
And finally, he returned to Salem for God knows what reason. I guess because the frontier wars had come. He was familiar with Salem. He just thought, okay, let's give this place another fucking shot. Unfortunately or maybe he was forced to go there. I'm not
He
really
might
sure.
have been forced to come back.
It doesn't sound like a lot of people liked him.
No,
No.
well, a lot of people didn't like Salem Village either.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Burroughs, though, through sheer coincidence, he got caught in the troll storm because his haunted house in Maine was in Casco Bay, which was the same town where troll Abigail Hobbs had said she first paid fealty to the devil.
Oh, get out of here, Abigail.
To that point, 2 days after the examination of Abigail Hobbs, Ann Putnam Jr. said that the specter of Reverend Burroughs had tried to get her to sign the devil's book. I think it's like witch number 5 or 6 that came around and said, Abigail, sign the devil's book, sign the devil's book.
She was big.
Yeah.
They got it. They needed to get her.
Yeah, she's a real star
She
here.
was clutch.
But what was different about Burroughs is that while he tried to get her to sign the book, he boasted of killing not only his own wife and child, but the wife and child of the Salem minister who came after him, Deodat Lawson.
He didn't, though.
Yeah,
No. But-
in the
but his
spectral
ghost-
world, he did. He's ghosted.
But, like,
Yeah.
he is just, like, sleeping.
But his ghost confessed, so that's as good as him doing it.
Okay.
It really is. And so, with the man of God officially accused, the stakes were raised again. The afflicted claimed that George Burroughs had hosted a gathering of witches in Reverend Paris's pasture. He called all of these witches to order with a trumpet blast and gave us a sermon reminding them of their task of replacing God's church with the devil's, which I think is the first time that any real goal was mentioned outside of just go and do that voodoo you do so well.
I actually think that this was, it's interesting because that was what I talked about. That is of any real Luciferianism, that is the crux of it, is that the wrong God's in charge. And that the other God needs to be put back in charge.
I mean, maybe spicing it up a little bit might get some more income in there.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe.
also, sometimes we all need a break.
Absolutely.
After the sermon, though, witches passed bread and cider around a table in Paris's pasture, where it was announced that Satan had arrived,
Oh.
and that not 9, not 40, but 300 witches were living in Massachusetts.
Yeah,
That's just a lot. That
yeah.
number really went up
Oh,
there,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. Think about how many people are there. We're going to talk about,
I mean, in all of Massachusetts, a few thousand, but it's like, I mean, you're talking maybe 10% of the population.
That's a
I don't know.
lot.
It's a
it's
lot.
a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. Burroughs, it was said, would be king of hell.
Yes.
And a woman named Martha Carrier would be queen. And I know we haven't mentioned Martha Carrier yet, but holy fucking shit, there are so many people involved in this story that I cannot name every single person because it just becomes a name salad and you're not going to know who the fuck is who.
My thing is that, yeah, sure, I guess you can name me King of Hell, but I sort of wish that I'd rather be a captain of Frogtown.
Yeah,
It'd be nice
that
if
would be
they-
cute, yeah.
If there are frogs in hell, I guess I'll be there, but I don't even want to
No,
be in charge of them. I want them to be free.
Yeah, they can't be around that much fire.
I kind of want to be the president, so they vote me and then they chose me.
The president of frogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Could you just kill me already?
They have no voting
Can you
system.
please just kill me?
Yeah, I can.
Now, the authorities actually traveled all the way to Maine to arrest Reverend Burroughs. And 5 more were, dude, that's the thing, man. Once you were, it wasn't just one of those things where you're accused and it's like, well, if he's around, I guess we'll arrest him. Like, they hunted your ass down.
Yeah, dude.
Like-
And this is not like the internet. He was just at home. And then all of a sudden, dude showed up and said, guess what? You're a witch in Massachusetts.
I'm a witch?
And 5 more were arrested in this round as well. And people would escape. Like when they knew that the witch accusation was coming, their friends would go and say like, hey, they're about to fuck you up. You need to get out of here now.
Yeah,
and they'd
sense.
leave in the middle of the night and like hide in New York City or Boston. I mean, people would hide in New York City mainly because New York City is just like a fucking merchant town.
Yeah,
and they do
nobody
not give
cares.
up. Nobody
No
gives
God.
a fuck.
Yeah.
No God at all. It's like the only question is, does it make money? And if the answer is yes, then New York City is home.
Absolutely. That's why they got the best food.
Yeah.
The
And
water.
Chicago. Oh, the water's great.
But this being colonial times, the question was where all these witches would go while awaiting trial. The answer was Boston.
Hey, no way.
Boston.
And I also want to say I listened, right? I listened to the audience. I heard a couple of the audience told me that they felt that some of our Ted Kennedy jokes that we made last week are hack, that they made it sound
Why?
like,
He murdered that woman.
I've heard the terms, people said that they were Jay Leno-esque.
Well, Jay Leno's one of the most
in our-
successful
in our-
comedians, but I don't...
Yes, but that's why
He's just a regular guy. He just, when he's
he
around, he
sits
just
right there.
reads Hot Rod. He just
He
sits around and
reads
reads Hot Rod magazines, and that's it. Super nice guy, regular guy.
They're mad at us for making fun of Ted Kennedy.
Yeah,
for
so I
murdering that
decided I
woman.
wanted to tell. So here's a more specific, a better Massachusetts
Oh, you're actually
jokes
so
than
you're
that.
taking a note from the audience.
Yeah. How about this is a better? So just so you know, so if you want better Massachusetts jokes, here we go.
Okay.
Yo mama so stupid, she thought Mattapan was where chefs lived. Yep. Hey.
Actually, I'm gonna need some scotch for this.
No. You have to listen to me like,
Is that it? Is that all?
why are rectal thermometers banned at Boston College?
I would really love to know that
They cause too much brain damage.
because they're
So
assholes.
did you just like look up Aggie jokes or something and just
I looked up
replace?
specific Massachusetts jokes.
What else do you got? We could do this all night.
Yeah, we really could.
I do like that one because the thermometer goes in their butthole, but that's where their brains are.
That's where the brains are. Yeah.
Oh,
And it's
here
just
we
like,
go. Yo mama's so stupid, she thought Blue Hill Avenue had blue hills. That
Wow.
can't be real. That can't be
I
true.
think those are more yo mama jokes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not so
well,
much about
I mean,
Massachusetts.
they're regional yo
They're
mama jokes.
regional yo mama
yeah.
jokes.
Well, Blue Hill. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
You might think it would be blue, to be honest.
I mean, you could just also say like you could make that a Bronx joke by saying like, I thought your mom is so stupid. She
It's a
thought
Massachusetts joke.
Your mama's
It's a fucking Massachusetts
your mama's
joke.
so stupid.
And it will
she
not
thought,
be changed.
Your mama's so stupid. She thought Cobble Hill was actually made out of peach cobbler.
Yeah, or the Forest Hills.
I think that's
is
a Manhattan joke. These are both.
there's
These are all. Again, these are all New York jokes.
Yeah.
Why do all the trees in New York lean east? Because Massachusetts sucks. This is just on
That's a
air.
good one.
I like that.
That one's
That's
actually
a,
quite
that's
funny.
a good one.
That's
I like
very
that.
good.
I like
Yeah.
that quite a bit. I do. Where was I?
But the tree was leaning east.
Well, okay. Well, while Boston did have ample jail space at first, the cells had filled with witch suspects in just a few months. There were so many witches that the jailer had to make extensive repairs on the jail to fit everyone inside. And by the way, at this time in Massachusetts, the people who were in jail, they were billed for any new locks, any new roofs, anything like that. If it was
Still the
in your
case
cell,
today.
Yep.
you had to pay for it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, I can just see the bailiff now, and they're like, "Go get a witch," and he's like, "Which one?
Which?
Which?
Wow, this is a really great way to close this out.
Absolutely
It really is.
fantastic. Yeah.
Now, I probably don't have to tell you that a jail in 1692 Boston was fucking awful, but some of the details are worth mentioning. In 1686, a writer named John Dunton described the Boston jail as thus.
A prison is a grave of the living.
Absolutely.
'Tis a house of meager looks and ill smells. For lice, drink, and tobacco, all the compound. Or, if you will, 'tis the suburbs of hell. And the persons much the same as there.
Awesome. So I guess we're just going to improve the conditions then. Seems kind of inhumane.
No.
So- no.
The goal is to make them worse.
Oh, they're supposed to get worse.
Yes. Worse.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. Can we also spend a lot of money on them?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Well, similarly, a writer named Job Tookie described the Job Tookie's a great name. I love
It's a
Job
great name.
Tookie.
Yeah.
He described the jail in much simpler terms. He wrote that he was almost poisoned by the stink of his own shit.
Hey, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a self-indictment.
It is.
Yeah. And it said that the stench in Boston jail of unwashed bodies, rotting food, vomit, and dead rats, they made it even more unbearable, and unsanitary conditions led to a disease called jail fever, which was probably just dysentery. It's
I thought
probably,
that's
I'm
why
sure
they,
it is.
I thought that's why they were all dancing in that Elvis video.
Yeah, they had
Jailhouse
jail
Rock.
fever.
Yeah.
And as it was, the sickly Sarah Osborne, who had been ripped from her bed, carted to Boston, and thrown in a cell, she died from prison
just died.
fever.
That's the first one.
Fantastic.
That's
Yep.
the first one.
Yep, after being held behind bars for 9 weeks, and she left a bill of £1.03 for her family to pay.
Yep.
In today's money, it's about $300.
Unbelievable.
Yep, she died, and everyone was out $300.
Wow.
And it's with the first of 25 deaths that will leave Salem until next week, where we'll pick back up with the witch trials themselves and the eventual executions.
Yes. Next week's all about how do you try a witch? How do you find out if it's a witch, and how do you make it stick? And then most importantly
Right.
of all, how do you kill a witch?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And you do it
Worst
in
way
many
you
different
can.
ways. Yeah, many, many different ways.
Jeez, your mama is so racist. She went and married a Boston police officer.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an indictment of the police department
I know.
Interesting.
with a yo mama structure, which kind of makes it in a way truly interesting, doesn't
Yes,
it?
indeed.
Yeah. Your mom is so pink skinned that she's Larry Bird, who was in the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
All right.
Very
So
good.
thank you all so much for listening.
Yo mama
Yep.
has such a bad taste in food. Her favorite meal is Boston baked beans.
Yes, indeed. Your mama had so much fun in high school. Her name was Boston Cream Pie. All right, everyone. Thank
Now
you
that's
so much for.
disrespectful.
Well, that's fine. All right,
Oh,
everyone.
you're really
thank
good
you.
at that. You're really good at those. Yeah.
I learned a lot from popsicle sticks. Thank you all so much for listening. This is going to be a 4-part series.
Yes.
Which I can't wait to get more into. This has been awesome. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Let's see. We are going to be in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And we are going to be in Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're going to be there August 13th. We're going to be in Philadelphia. And I believe that I think we're sold out. I'm not certain. But if not, get a ticket. If there's not, there's very few left. So go get a
Yes.
ticket. And then we're going to be at Psycho Vegas.
Can't wait.
And, it's always important because I know that Mayhem needs us to open. They always ask us to open for them all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't know who we are or anything.
Yeah, no. But they're always being like, because one thing that metal audiences love is to stop all the metal and hear people talk.
Yeah. No, that's what they truly love, man. And we can't wait to be that voice.
Yes.
We actually usually tell people not to pregame because our show is actually, you do kind of have to listen. You can be hammered for the show in
Yeah,
Vegas.
we're gonna
because
fuck
it's
around.
just going to be a bunch of gross. It's going to be gross.
I'm really very excited.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
don't.
gonna be super gross.
Yeah, this is going to be really stupid.
And don't forget, we have 3 more American shows. We have 4 more American shows this year, actually. We're going to be in Buffalo. We're going to be in Northfield, Ohio. We're going to be in Pittsburgh. And we're coming home to New York City
New
for
York
the Beacon
City.
Theater on September 22nd.
Can't wait. All right, everyone. Thanks for supporting all the shows here on the Last Podcast Network. We absolutely appreciate you. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Again.
Magustalations.
High five a witch.
Absolutely.
If you're a real witch, honestly, one that counts. This week on Side Stories, I'm saying if you meet a teacher, give them $5.
Sure.
If you meet a witch that you love, buy them a milkshake or something.
There you go.
You could meet your local witch, just being like, you're cool with me.
Yeah. Pat him on the shoulder. Say,
Yeah, like-
add a girl or add a boy.
Hey,
If it's your
attaboy.
local warlock. Whichever.
Absolutely.
And hail me as well,
Absolutely.
or you'll
Sure.
be punishable by death.
I'm so happy you weren't alive back then.
Yeah,
You would've been-
honestly, me too.
Yeah.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.